You are violent.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Sims. And also virgins.
Hey.
And welcome back to Krown's magical Derps and Cakes.
The Perderptions are back as Bitcoin coming into the month of December. By the way, happy new December to everyone out there. For all the people who are celebrating December 1st. I didn't think it's a holiday, but hey, if you're celebrating December 1st, happy fucking holidays. If you're also just in the world of December right now, which us in the Western Hemisphere, or not the Western, the Eastern Hemisphere are, welcome to the future, my friends. For you in the Western Hemisphere, I'm sorry, but you'll just have to wait a little bit. Anyways, we do have plenty to talk about, obviously, with the new monthly, and of course, Bitcoin on the short-term time frames, more or less playing out the same range that we spoke about from yesterday, between about $56,000 to the downside versus $59,000 to the upside. A little bit of Jay Powell in the afternoon move in markets, as you might expect. But what was unexpected on that last, on that last sort of, I guess it was hearing or whatever. Is that was one of the only times, in fact, it's the only time that I can ever remember, ever, since he came into power as a Fed chair, that the reaction from the market was negative to him, to what he said, which basically boiled down to he's looking to do a faster taper. Now, if that is actually true, well, of course, that is going to, put a little bit of a damper on the liquidity bubble that we are dealing with in the world markets right now, which obviously does affect Bitcoin and cryptocurrency by extension. But at the end of the day, well, talking about it and actually doing it are two very separate things, so who knows what the fuck actually happens. But, of course, the market reacts either which way. And where are we? We're exactly where we are yesterday, where we left off. And with that said, I would like to wish you a happy and healthy start to this nice little day over here from a very dark extremely dark and actually snowy Helsinki, Finland. The roads are dangerous yet again. You can't fucking walk around, and cold, as Elsa says. Yes, no shit, it is snowy indeed. And with that in mind, let's get now on the Krown application, which we found at app.crunchy.net. And there's no sale anymore. Haha, no more shilling. Sorry, there's never gonna be one again either as well. And oh shit, I forgot to mention this as well. I want to say a massive thank you to all the people who showed interest in becoming a moderator here. I see that we got Rocky G already. Elsa's made her decisions. We're gonna actually take on a few people. We can't respond, or Elsa more importantly can't respond to everyone because she actually got overloaded. Again, I want to express gratitude for something like that because it's, you know, it's very generous that people even happen to give a fuck, but I don't think that she's going to be able to reasonably respond to everyone. However, we have made our decisions and all good right there. Again, major thank you for all the interest, and also major thank you for all the likes in this video, which we're already up to 327. We got 1,000 people watching, and the just fucking started, baby. Oh man, we're gonna have a fun day today because Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two ones to be watching, of which Ethereum a little bit more interesting to kind of reference the title of this video. So we'll go into deep detail on Ethereum today and do a little bit of Bitcoin short-term action, and well, might as well cover the monthly as well. All right, so what do we have over here on the Krown application, which by the way can be found for free in the link description below? We do see, of course, Fear and Greed Index popping up to a 40 read, which realistically Bitcoin hasn't done really fuck all from yesterday to today, more or less just holding the range. And well, what do we see as far as top 10 best coins go? We see 35, almost 35% on Stacks, Voyager token up there, Terra, Thorchain, Nexo, Uniswap, Qtum. Qtum actually is back on. That's a 2017 shitcoin. I remember that one. Polygon, KuCoin token, and Ethereum. Hey, even Ethereum's there right there. So let's go to the market data tab over here, see what the underlying market dynamics are suggesting right here. And again, global funding rates, essentially financing, is still just ever so slightly below parity. I don't really look at this as giving me any major edge in a region like this. Obviously, if it was a little bit higher, that would be a lot easier to call the next downside move. And when I say downside move, obviously below our current $53,000 low. But on top of that, we do see, and if it was lower, it'd be a little bit easier to call, you know, a bigger bounce from where we're at right now. The question for me is for Bitcoin is essentially what we spoke about yesterday and the day prior. Look, do I think that we can still have another move down around our current lows at about 54 to 54,500 or so? Yeah, definitely possible upon breaking the $56,000 region. However, I'm not looking for major continuation towards any major new lows for Bitcoin specifically before playing out a greater bounce, as we spoke about on the PMARP, specifically due to the, well, statistical analysis that we went over on all of those signals that we've gotten over the past year or so now, and probably even more than that. Anyways, as far as the leverage ratio and the open interest goes, still kind of staying around the same areas that we were looking at from before, so we aren't really getting anything new right there. However, it should be noted that the global exchange's Bitcoin reserve is continuing to just nosedive right there, so people are taking their coins off exchanges. But you know, if people are taking their coins off exchanges and the leverage even is staying the same, then technically speaking, the leverage ratio would go up. So that kind of can explain why we're getting this spread and over here. But still, it would imply those people still do have pain points on price action. But most importantly, it is on price action. So these things are not actionable in and of themselves. And over here on the Fear and Greed Index, you can see that we've gotten into the same areas that we have seen some major macro lows actually in Bitcoin land, but we typically do see it kind of base out in the low 20s at minimum for a little bit of time, you know, at least a week in the past when it is putting in these major lows. Right now, we've just got a quick spike down around there on, of course, the late November dumpola. And right now, you know, I still think that kind of plays within the territory that Bitcoin spends a little bit more time consolidating, and then we get a resolution probably around middle of this month, or maybe after the first week of December in this case. Anyways, let's go into the charts right now. Let's waste no more time and let's talk about Bitcoin on the short-term timeframes. Again, not really anything too interesting. It's not that it's not interesting. It is interesting, especially for someone like myself and perhaps you as well. But we haven't really done anything from yesterday to today. If we put this on a line chart, it would basically be, hey, no. It'll look like this, basically a fucking line right there, right? Not really giving me too much with that. And we are kind of exact. You know, it's the same sort of analysis on the short-term timeframes yesterday. Look, short-term timeframes, yeah, they do look a little more top heavy than not. We do see that this could be a bit of a top right here, but that won't be confirmed more specifically until Bitcoin closes at the very minimum an hourly dildo below about 56,000 bucks. Even 56,300 would be, you know, rather concerning. And this would also correlate well with the 382 Fibonacci retracement on a bearish retracement from the greater range, going back to our $61,500 highs right here and our current lows that we have so far. So again, if Bitcoin were to break below 56,000 or so, or 56,000 and some odd change, you know, I'd just be looking for something like this, kind of similar to yesterday, come back down, fill the CME gap, put in a higher low, and then bounce out. I really don't think that Bitcoin is setting up for major continuation of the downside just yet. I do think that it very likely bounces up a little bit more first and foremost, but just like on the downside, there needs to be a validation for that sort of a condition. At the same time, on the upside right around here, what's a validation for an upside move? $59,000, or if you want to be a little more aggressive, which I do think that it technically would work in this case, at least it has been working, the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement on this bearish retracement again at 58,500 on a 4-hour closure, preferably if you are going to use closing bases, or sorry, this lower number right here, probably better to use like a 12-hour or a daily if you're going to be this aggressive, would constitute a breakout to the upside. Again, I personally would just be waiting for $59,000 right here. We've tested into it so many times now, once, twice, thrice, all rejections. So getting back above there to me would make a lot more, would mean quite a fair bit more. And then I would be looking for a general move back up around the prior range highs, 61,500 or so over time, of course. So I think I had it charted out on this one over here. Again, Bitcoin, just coming back down to the lows from last week would just be a gap fill on CME. So I don't look at that as super concerning right here, to be quite honest with you. My concern would be on a closure below that last wick low right here at about 53,500. If that were to happen, then yes, I would throw out what I said earlier with not looking for major continuation of the downside before a greater bounce, and I suppose at that point, yeah, I would be looking for a move somewhere down around $51,000. Do I think that that's what's happening? Probably not, but my opinion can be wrong on these things all the time, and so we'll see. We'll see how that one goes through. Just because I did get a lot of very interesting, maybe you might even say mean comments about this yesterday, but basically Bitcoin hasn't broken the range, so I do understand that there's a lot of new people here. Look, you're more than welcome to be here if you're a new person. It's an open community. We love everyone, but please do understand how this analysis goes. We're not going to do the fucking spoon feeding or the hand holding or anything like that, because there's not really anything to do, to be quite honest with you. And at the end of the day, until we actually break the range, there is no call there. So people who are like, you're fucking wrong, man, you're wrong again. It's like, nothing's happened, sir. And the triggers for these moves are pretty fucking clear. At least I would hope so. And I think the majority of people here, at least judging from the comments, are pretty much on board with that. And also, judging by the comments on that topic, I should let you know, we put out another Crypto Simps episode last night. It was really fun with Jason Pizzino, really enjoying him, and you should definitely check it out if you are so interested. It's a lot more kind of like loose conversation in the sense that we are talking about crypto, maybe in a tangential way at points, but it's like a podcast style. It's like a Joe Rogan type thing, except not with Joe Rogan, with a couple of simps, baby, with a couple of simps, so you know exactly what you're signing up for over there. Anyways, lower term time frame momentum oscillators are turning down right here once again below 58,200 on CME specifically. The buy hourly is also going to be nose down below 58,100, and the hourly is also already down below 57,350. So again, at the end of the day, it is just consolidation right here, but until we actually break below 56,300 minimum, personally I'd be waiting for $56,000 or above $59,000 right here. I don't look at a resolution even for the short-term time frame range. I know that we're dealing with big ranges, yes, but understand what you're looking at, because otherwise you're going to be one of those people in the chats that's like, why is Bitcoin crashing? And it's like, sir, this thing can fucking crash like 50%. A $2,000 move on a $60,000 or $50,000 number is not a crash, sir, with all due respect. Anyways, we do have something going on here for the Bulaws here, however, and this is actually still going to be valid, especially as long as Bitcoin's above, well, this declining trend line right here. But this is one of the few times where I actually would call out a falling wedge on Bitcoin over a long period of time. And Bitcoin's actually been put in a slew of these over the past, over the past like half year now. In fact, does have kind of a history of which I actually did. Actually, no, I didn't call that one out over here. I did call this one out over here, and this one was more like this. Off of that low, something like that. So it does have a good history of actually playing these out. So technically speaking, if Bitcoin did break above $59,000, there would be a measured move, an implied target all the way up to about 65,000 or 65,500 or so. I would express caution along the way, obviously. Like I said, 61,500, I would be looking for pullbacks, also 0.5 Fibonacci retracement right there, as well as your prior range highs. And then, of course, you got the 618 at about $63,000. And again, as long as Bitcoin is below 63,000 or even 64,000 in this case, this is still a lower high on the daily. Remember, Bitcoin has actually not put in any sort of a lower high just yet on a daily. It's only put in lower lows. So we do have a potential trend change in motion, but until we actually get a lower high, which would imply weakness, probably somewhere around here in that low $60,000 territory, that's at the point where it actually call a major reversal. And that's actually at the point where it actually look for that next major move to the downside, two new lows, probably somewhere just below $50,000 or so. I think that that's still actually very, very possible, because here's the thing. Keep in mind where Bitcoin closed the monthly. So Bitcoin closed the monthly as a bit of a doji dildo, which is a signal of an indecision, perhaps even reversal. Now, with that in mind, I do want to say that the accumulation distribution indicator on the monthly, which I put a lot of faith in actually for getting the macro direction on this asset, essentially anytime that it's downside angled, at best we're consolidating, and at worst we're obviously, in a macro reversal to the downside. And whenever it's up, we're typically, or it's not we are, but Bitcoin is typically trending in a macro sense to the upside. And it's been extremely good with the slope changes here. But to add a sombering detail to this, we got the new tick for December, obviously, and it has remained in a downside curvature. In fact, even increased its downside slope compared to what we saw in November. So that would imply that throughout this area right here, at best we are consolidating, which I do think is what's happening. And at worst, we are seeing distribution is what it would imply. I mean, this is a net delta indicator. So people were selling these regions over here, even though Bitcoin did play out a beautiful move from 30,000 to 60,000. But again, when you're looking at the macro, we're not looking at the micro right now. We're looking at the fucking macro on a monthly. Bitcoin is more or less in a range. And I know that that's, not going to be met with like cheers or anything like that. But this is pretty much the bullish view. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as Bitcoin's essentially above 45,000 bucks or 44,000 bucks, which is our last weekly major high or low, it is long-term in an uptrend and bullish. But the problem is we're dealing with big numbers here. So when we're dealing with big numbers, Bitcoin can play at basically a $10,000 move to the downside from where we're at right now and still be within that macro uptrend. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. Again, I do think that Bitcoin's more likely to bounce first before a potential move like that could happen. But put things into perspective, it really wouldn't be that concerning from a long, from a long period perspective. I mean, it'd be like the same thing over here in 2013, to be fair. Anyways, I want to once again go over the PMARP reads over here, of which we can briefly do this really quickly. I'll put on my drawing tools, and all of these vertical lines represent the times when we've seen the PMARP on the daily specifically get down into the horizontal green zone right here between about 1.25 and 5.25 or so, of which all of them have been met with some pretty impressive responses. Now, these responses typically do take some time, so keep that in mind. But when was the last time we saw that, or let me just put this back on, when was the last time we actually saw this read? That was coming off the September lows right here. It did take about a couple weeks for this one to really get going after that, but the low was put in at that point, and then it had about a 30% move to the upside, pretty much unabated. I mean, it actually is really unabated until you got around here, which is more like 40%, where we did get that next daily consolidation. Obviously, the time before that was in May, was May 19th, when Bitcoin played out this humongous downside move. That's a real crash right there. That's a real fucking nasty crash right there, for what it's worth. So if you're complaining about this, or if you're concerned about this, it can get so much worse. I'm not saying that it is, but it can, and you should be prepared for that. Know what constitutes a warning signal for yourself, obviously, within this market. And this one obviously gave a phenomenal bounce at first, 44% actually from bottom to top over the next 48 hours. Amazing, but didn't necessarily reverse until about 3 months later. Now, this was, a different sort of iteration over there, in the sense that it was more of a macro move. I don't think that this one currently is right here. This one over here obviously was, but it can take some time, is my point. Anyways, this one over here is of particular interest because it's very similar to what we're doing right now, where Bitcoin already made lower lows. It was coming off of an uptrend. It made some lower lows below its last higher lows over here, and then it bounced up significantly after that signal was met, about 30% into the 618 Fibonacci retracement, which would be that $63,000 number that we spoke about earlier, and then played out the 50% downside move. Not great. And then, of course, this one over here was not a failure. This one up about 30% from bottom to high. This one over here up about 40% from bottom to high. This one over here up about, until next consolidation, about 60%. So quite good. This one over here took a long time as well, about 3 months, and did go up, I believe, about 80%, if memory serves me correctly. Sorry, no, 40% before the next consolidation. Now, it did just kind of trudge its way upwards and onwards. No real pullbacks during that, but was rather interesting. And then, of course, the Krown. Oh, fuck. I done goofed again. The flu dump time over here, did hit these extremes and did give an immediate bounce of 55%. And again, just another example of just grinding up and to the right in this case. So right now, Bitcoin has not only, but we're so ungrateful, but has gone up about 11% from bottom to high on this current attempt from that same read. So would that be an outlier? In my opinion, yes. We also even see the PMRP is regaining the moving average on this as well. So while I do think that Bitcoin can again pop back down around here, similar to what we saw back on over in September, I think it's a lot more likely to bounce up from that region, maybe even hits a very slightly lower low, something like that. or it just continues up from here. Obviously, this is where people hate technical analysis because it's like, oh, it can go up or down, huh? It's like, get the fucking real idea, okay? The crux of the idea is that we're very likely to bounce from this region before seeing any major downside. But if we were to just add, 30% onto current price action, that would put Bitcoin pretty much around, all-time highs. So that would be of significance because that is actually it's not the average actually of what that signal has created. It is, it's not the average. It is like on the low end. It would actually be on the low end. On the upper end, obviously, it's just continuation for hundreds of percent. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. Long term, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, but I just want to be on record as saying that this consolidation can go on longer than what I think a lot of people are maybe planning for, and that's fine. That's completely fine. So keep that in mind. But overall, I did not check out actually our lower term time frame momentum oscillators. Let's see. Yeah, 4-hour BBWP is on the floor right here. So we are looking for a resolution of this range today. I would feel quite comfortable saying that the short term time frame the short term time frame range is going to be resolved very likely today, probably sometime around the New York Stock Exchange open a little bit later. Yes, 4-hour R size is more downside angled, no doubt about that. As is, or maybe CME. Yeah, CME is a little more downside angled here as well. So I'm slightly leaning towards a fill of this gap first, bounce up, and then you get the real bounce with confirmations above $59,000 for like the greater move essentially. And then I'd be looking for all of those other indications that we spoke about earlier to play out. That would look pretty damn good. Until then, it's same old right here. And hey, if Bitcoin breaks above essentially $59,000 on a 4-hour closure, or if you're on spot price action 59,000, if you're on CME about 59,500, then yeah, I would look for the move up to the upside first, obviously, and then we come back to it after that. Of course, it should also be known that the daily Stokes are still basically coming up from a very critical region over here, and will be remaining with upside posture as long as above 55,200 on CME. Spot is 54,200. So again, we could come down and test around there and still bounce there, and momentum would still be up on the daily. The buy daily, same thing actually, 55,450. And the 5-day, which I think is closing today. Yeah, it is closing today. In fact, we'll turn back up above $63,000. So again, higher term timeframes are still corrective here, in my opinion. But corrective higher term timeframe still has a range of, $20,000. Kind of fucking insane. All right, cool. So we've gotten through all of that. So let's go back on over here. I want to address now the title of this video, and I want to talk about the most important chart in cryptocurrency land, which is Ethereum, a chart that we've been following for a long time now. And I expect that we'll be following it for the next sort of month or two here, as this one is looking to lead the market. Before we get into that though, oh man, okay, I need to get this out there, man. I need to fucking get this out there. All right, look. Something very important, not related to cryptocurrency land, just happened in the last 48 hours, and it is this. The Ghislaine Maxwell trial is underway, okay? It's underway, and people are testifying now. People are testifying all sorts of crazy shit, like Prince Andrew was flown on the pilot was testifying that he flew on the plane with him. He's testified that I think Bill Clinton flew on the plane with him. He testified even that Donald Trump flew on the plane with him, which is hilarious to me because Donald Trump probably really would like to take back this statement, but I'm just going to read you a quote right now. Look, I'm not a Trump hater. I'm not a Trump lover, but this is pretty fucking funny. Or maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You'd be the judge for yourself. He says, in 2002, which is when all of this shit was going on, by the way, he says, Jeffrey Epstein is a phenomenal guy. And then he says, then this next quote from 2002, from Trump about Epstein. Epstein likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. I mean, come on. It is real. It's in the court notes. Many of them are very, it's like, what the fuck, dude? You're 45 at that point, and these girls are like teens. The hell, man. All right, okay, let's talk about Ethereum here. Talking about simple action, and I'm actually going to record this one as well. I want to put this one up a little bit later. So here we have. God damn it, I done goofed again. here we have Ethereum. Ethereum is one of the most interesting charts in cryptocurrency land right now, as we have been speaking about over the past, realistically, the last few months, as this one has been in one massive consolidation, not just on the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, but also on Ethereum US dollar pairing. And well, it is nearing an explosive territory on the macro scale, especially with that last monthly closure in mind. So I wanted to record this video talking specifically about higher term timeframes here, and we'll maybe go over a little bit of low term timeframes as well, as we do have the new December open. So first and foremost, I want to talk about this right here. The Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. We've been looking at this as essentially a massive ascending triangle. Everyone and their mother knows about this by now as well. We looked at extremely low volatility reads on this time frame as well, although we don't necessarily see it on this chart, but fair enough. We can bring it up on the other one if need be. But for right now, this is about as simple as it gets. And we do have a technical target from this ascending triangle, which is at around 9.5 or so million Satoshis. Do I think that things will stop there long term? No, I do not think that things will stop there long term, except for a bit of a short term pullback, namely because it would essentially be in no man's land from the macro scale over here, and I would be looking for general continuation after a pullback over the next following weeks, somewhere actually above 0.1. In this case, around the 2-spot extension, about 0.107 million Satoshis. Sorry, that's 10,700,000 Satoshis, I do believe, if my numbers are working correctly. Now, again, long term, do I look for macro tops around a region like that? No, I do not. I look for macro tops somewhere around the 2-spot 414 and the 2-spot 618, of which those are significantly higher. Now, this is not happening anytime soon. Again, upon validation above these targets right here, probably still takes maybe even a month or two from that moment. So we're still very far away from that, and of course, do need an invalidation for a trade idea like this as well, as we have been stating. And in this case, it would be below 6.9 million Satoshis, or basically just 7 million Satoshis in this case right here. Anyways, it should also be known that we do see Ethereum over here on, I actually want to bring this one up on the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing again, and we can go look at, of course, higher term time momentum, also just like stochastics, of which we see the weekly turning up right here. Here's an HVP read on this one, and it is, of course, extremely low. So we're getting a breakout alongside extremely low volatility, which is like picture fucking perfect, alongside momentum turning up. So you got trend, volatility, and momentum, and volatility is at pretty much the lowest level on the weekly here that it's pretty much ever been. And if we go to the monthly, obviously, momentum remains the upside pretty much the whole way through. So this does look quite good for Ethereum Bitcoin pairing specifically. And then now we can talk about, of course, the more interesting one, in my opinion at least, which is Ethereum US dollar pairing. So sorry, I should also denote this as well. So Ethereum Bitcoin pairing also is rather interesting and important to reference the title of this video because of this. Because anytime that we've seen this in a macro uptrend, the greater crypto market has also been in a macro uptrend, Bitcoin included. And anytime that this one's been in a reversal on the weekly, which you can backtest yourself as well, we went over this in a prior video. Well, essentially, Bitcoin has been in a macro downtrend as well, and most of the crypto market has been absolutely boo-caked. Anyways, as it stands right now, this is obviously shaping up to be continuation. I suppose even the most conservative traders at this moment, maybe they're waiting for like a weekly closure at this point, but even the daily is taking out the last local high that we saw from, of course, early September in this case. So I do think that it's relevant to say that this one is effectively resolved and going to, well, be doing a little bit more of the same, assuming that we do not get invalidation on this, which can certainly happen. Of course, it's non-zero probability. Who knows if another flu dump happens or anything like that? I imagine that would confound this chart. But for right now, things are looking quite good. And I would like to now go over to the US dollar pairing, of which this one did something very significant yesterday that we spoke about earlier within this week. Not only did it set in a base over here, not only did it confirm multiple drives of bullish divergence on both the daily and 2-day, whilst having extremely low volatility, in fact, on the 2-day and daily, and even weekly, I believe. Yeah, weekly as well. But it did take out the last local high at about 4,500, which did initiate our measured move and target up to about 4,800 to 4,750, which we actually pretty much got there, 4,773 and a half in the early morning hours. So with that in mind, I do look for volatility expansion alongside trend continuation in this case, and we do this one actually never really even entered into a downtrend. This is rather powerful here. So at the same time, there always needs to be an invalidation on these sorts of things. In this case, it would be below yesterday's spike low, which is 4,350, would obviously confound the daily, and long term below this slew of lows right here, which is now going to be a really, really important area at $4,000, I would say is going to destroy the macro, similar to what we saw back on over here at about 3,000, and the one before that was about at 2,000. So Ethereum does like these round even numbers, and over the long period of time, we do see that this one's just been in one stair-steppy fashion. It's just higher highs and higher lows. Again, it's insinuating that buyers are getting more aggressive. And what do we have here? I mean, we do have, again, one massive ascending triangle. This one was resolved weeks ago, actually, which we identified in late October. And could we make a measure move on this one? I do believe so. I believe it's somewhere around like 5,400 or something like that. We've done this before. Let's see. Where exactly is it? Sorry, actually, it's a little bit. Oh, wait, no. Let's get this actually properly. It would be where? It'd be around, actually, the deep 5,000, somewhere between about 5,800 to 6,200, in fact. So rather good. Daily RSI, or sorry, weekly RSI back in the bullish control zone. Nice. And we do see daily, of course, is, wait, no. We already spoke about that one. The 2-day RSI is obviously giving off multiple drives of now confirmed hidden bullish divergence, which certainly happened yesterday after taking out the last range highs. And then the 5-day, which is going to be closing today, is also looking for follow through after essentially confirming another higher low right here. We do not have divergence on this one, to be fair, but it should also be known if we go back to our momentum oscillators from a stochastic perspective that on our higher term timeframes, well, momentum remains the upside. The monthly Stokes actually just crossed freshly to the upside. Not coming into December, it was actually November, but this is still good long term. Yes, I do understand that things are in the critical zone, but the way that I look at things is that when you're in the critical zone, that's actually a very that's a strong signal of a strong trending move. It's not really till you come back down below, and especially below the bullish control zone, which is right here for Ethereum, where this does start to fall apart. So for right now, I actually am looking for a quite good month on Ethereum, perhaps December and January in this case. And that very likely does help out the rest of the market. Again, we can go back to the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing relationship to essentially Bitcoin. And anytime that we've seen a macro shift in this one, it has been met with, well, it has been met with continuation or reversal on Bitcoin. Like when this one actually reversed on a weekly schedule over here, this was December 2020, where it got its first higher low and higher high simultaneously. What happened in November and December 2020? That was when Bitcoin was essentially breaking its prior all-time high above $20,000 before going to the $6,000 territory. And then what have we been doing around the last 6 months? We've been consolidating, same thing, or on Bitcoin, consolidating on Ethereum Bitcoin, same thing over here, consolidation now being resolved. And then way back on over here, where did you get your first weekly reversal in 2018? Well, January 2018, which was essentially the all-time high on Bitcoin prior to this cycle. And of course, you can go back on over here and over here. You get where I'm going with this one. But essentially, Ethereum Bitcoin taking out the top side of this area right here is not just important for Ethereum Bitcoin. I do believe, at least based off of the historical analysis of this, that it's also going to be good for the general market as well. So I think that does it for Ethereum Bitcoin. Maybe we just briefly go through the lower term timeframes as well. I mean, it's trending right here too. There's no real invalidation on short term timeframes as long as you're above 45.20. Below there, I would look for a retracement down to about 43.50, and then that would obviously coincide with the daily. But for right now, looking pretty damn good. And generally looking for up and to the right over the next few months here as we do see this one. Oh, I forgot about the other most important thing. Jesus Christ, man, I just done goofed this whole way around. Hey, you know what the actually most important thing that happened on this one last night at 7 p.m. Eastern time was the monthly closed above the topside trolling band right here at 44.80 in this case, just barely above, but that's okay. As long as it's above, I do look at this as trend in motion on the macro scale. The last time that we saw this one happening consistently was way back on over here from closure above in November 2020 to the prior all-time high at about 4,500 was an 850% move before correction, and now it has regained the topside trolling band yet again. And on top of that, we can go back to the prior iteration way on over here. This one obviously giving you, well, not as much because it was a little bit earlier, but that one giving you about 220%. Well, not bad, I would say. Not bad indeed. I think even the weekly probably has a good, it does have a good history of this one as well. And the weekly will be trending above the topside trolling band with any sort of a closure this week above $5,000. And this one actually would actually be significantly more impressive, in fact, because we just have so many more iterations. But you get my point on this one. I don't want to be beating the bull law drums too much. Again, be aware of where the invalidations are. And, well, let the trend be your friend, I do suppose. Of course, it's not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, and hopefully that was in some way helpful. Nice. All right, sweet. We got that one done, and I think it's time to get into the comments now. Oh man, we're already 41 minutes into this video, and I'm just turning on the alerts right now. This one's going to be a long one. All right, gotta warn you beforehand. we will shut off the chats in about an hour from now. Oh, by the way, if you notice, Elsa, if you notice any one of the other mods that you picked in the chats, let me know so that I can add their mod chip, or maybe you can as well. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Where if you see Dodgymon or Nikki Page, let me know. Okay, you do. Okay, well, if you guys could please comment so I can give you your modship, that would be great. All right, we have Luke Faulkner Hall says, hey, mate, just messed up and sold out of Ethereum at 40.74. Can you please look at CRO and AVAX 4 hour and daily? Maybe just one, actually, but we can look at CRO. That one's always very popular. And let's see. I see you over there, Mr. Filson. I see you, sir. Your name always sticks out like a fucking sore thumb, doesn't it? Anyways, I guess we go to Bittrex is what I've been using for this one recently. Cool. All right, and what do we have here? Still consolidating overall. I think we have the same range as yesterday as well, so nothing too interesting. Yep, exact same range as yesterday. Now, this one is not as interesting, however, as some of the other ones that, or at least charts that I've looked at today, not on this stream, however. But at best, you are consolidating within this range right here. I would be bullish on this thing once again, back above 80 cents for moves back up towards 90 to $1. But until then, I am a little bit actually on the... Well, I shouldn't say on the bearish. I'm not on the bearish side on this one, but it is more corrective than not. And holding within this region right here is obviously good for the Bulovs. Below 65 cents, that's where I do look at this one as, you know, being resolved to the downside. And you're going to see a decent size move to the downside at that point, 55, 56 cents or so. So hopefully that was helpful, sir. What's up, Mr. T? I see you, brother. Super USD. Okay, so this is Elios. I always say Elios shitcoin, but I say that as a term of endearment because I actually happen to know that he cares. He actually does care. I can tell you straight up that he is a good guy. Anyways, actually pretty fucking good here. Maybe I'll write this one down. Should I do one on Super right here? Oh man, no, it'll probably come off poorly just because people know that I know Elliot and they'll think that like I'm trying to pump his coin or something. But what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 drives of bullish divergence. It's almost like a smaller version of Ethereum here. What do we have? We have an ascending triangle, right? Just not over the same period of time. Resolution would still be above about $2 in this case, and at that point I'd be looking for, you know, over the next few weeks, big moves, very likely big moves. Up to the one spot 618, which is like 255 to 260 or so. And personally speaking, I don't think that things would. I do think that actually things would stop there for a while and consolidate. To be quite honest with you, invalidation on this one very obviously below about 169 in this case, but a very great setup. Again, volatility on the ground, hidden bullish divergence, and the daily jewel is actually about to turn up as well and supported by DMI. So that is good. It's quite very very nice right there, man. I do like this one. Anyways, yes, about a 4 hour as well. I imagine it's more or less the same. Yeah, 4 hours trending right here. Very, very good. Very fucking good, actually. Sweet. Oh, there he is. Hold on. I see you, Nikki Page. I see you, Nikki Page. Hold on. Hold on. Stay right fucking there. All right, there we go. Found you. You've been knighted now. Welcome, Nikki Page. We got Rocky G and Dodgymon. Where is Dodgymon? I always see him. Lazy Dodgymon. No, it's all good though, man. Look, for the new mods, you really don't have to do all that much. Just, you know, if you see like weird shit going on, then you know what to do. Elsa says, tell them that also we do not pay. Well, I'm doing these streams for free, so probably you are as well. Oh, I'm sure, you know, people always think that, but fair enough, you know. Anyways, let's see, Lil Tracer Blazer. Wait, but where? I see him. There we go. All right, beautiful. There he is. All right, all of our new mods have been modded. Or actually, I think Michael's actually going to be there as well, Mr. Bear Nutrition. So we'll get him a little bit later. He's probably sleeping right now. CLS USDC says Lil Tracer Blazer. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I can't say it. All right, here we go. Cold stack on Uniswap. Okay, 4 hour and daily. Okay. It is okay here. Yeah, you do have hidden bullish divergence. It is a higher low. Probably does pop back up towards 380, 87, 3 or $4 or so. Actually, I'm gonna write this one down. I do want to follow up on these like shitcoins that I've never seen before. You know, as long as this one is riding its higher low, you know, it is probably more good than bad. There's just not too much history on it, so I always feel a little bit, you know, a little bit on edge about that. Resolution of the upside above about 466 is where I'd get a lot more excited and look for moves up towards, you know, probably $8 in this case. The setup is there, yes, but invalidation below your current daily low, which is 270, would be obviously bad and imply moves back down to $2 or so. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. Gabor, no. Oh my God, I just skipped a shit ton of people. My apologies on that. Let me scroll all the way back on up over here. Gemini Athlete MMA says Matic 1 hour and 4 hours. Sure. Let's see if this one is still holding its lows and actually rallying off them. That would be good. And it is. Hey, not bad. Actually, very good. Actually, very, very good. Actually, quite good. Actually, quite good indeed. Should I record one on this one? Nah, fuck it. Well, maybe I do. It is quite good. Here we have Polygon symbol MATIC versus the dollar. We haven't done a video on this one in a while just because it hasn't been too interesting, but it has held its higher lows on the weekly and the macro scale right here and rallying at the exact time that you want to see it, something like this rally at. And it is approaching its last little swing high right around 190. Technically speaking, I do want to see it either trade above the wick high of it or especially close above that high, which is 192 it looks like, alongside expanding volatility over here would imply that this one very likely does resolve its short and medium term time frame range and initiate targets back up towards its macro range highs in this case, which is about 2.25 or so over time. With that in mind, I still would hesitate on getting extremely excited about this thing, although this is obviously very, very good here over a long period of time until you do close at minimum a daily above that 2.25 region, which would imply a technical target all the way up to about $3.50 or so. Now, there is an invalidation as always on these sort of setups, which would be below about 169. Of course, it's not financial advisor, not financial advisor, as you very likely know, but I do want to see what momentum looks like over here, which is what I do not know right now. Monthly Stokes are actually freshly turning up above 111, and this is coming into December open, so this is actually quite good. Weekly will turn back up above 198, which it is within striking distance of, and would imply that it does get above there if it does resolve this very short-term and medium-term time frame move, which I'm sort of leaning towards, and daily remains upside postured as long as above 174, so looking quite good there as well. Again, be aware of the invalidation. Long-term on the macro scale doesn't really lose its long-term good setup with its higher lows as long as you're above 150, so for right now, this one actually looking quite good. Lower-term time frames like a 4-hour are trending right now and actually looking, well, at least for a test of that 195 wick high right there. Hourly, same shit. In fact, trending on all time frames, it looks like quite good. Another drive of hidden bullish evidence of that last low. Yeah, I am biased towards the upside on this one. Hopefully that's helpful. And there you go for Matic Sir. Nice. All right. Mr. Almasari says storage USD 4 on daily, and no problem, man. Okay, so I remember we've looked at this one a few times over the last week for you, and it's been pretty good actually. Let's see if it is still holding this good posturing. Okay, so it did hit the top side of the macro target there at about, or sorry, not the macro target, but the macro range at 370. Good. The first response is a pullback from there. Okay, that's to be expected. I do think that this one likely does pull back a little bit more. Could pull back all the way to 2.25. Who? Oh, Bear Nutrition's here. My fucking man. There he is. Hold on, yes, there we go. Add moderator right there. Fucking lovely, baby. Fucking lovely. There's my nutrition. No, that's actually my nutritionist right there. If you are looking for a nutritionist, he's your man. He's the best. He's the best of the best. He actually even fixed Elsa too. He fixed her. She's actually really, really happy with it. Anyways, I won't go into details, but fair enough. So yeah, short term, does this one pull back after the test of that region? Yes. Right now, I should be looking for a bounce off this region. I don't think it's actually going to happen like that. I do think it comes down a little bit lower, perhaps down around about 2.25 and tries for a higher low there. Again, long term, this is good, obviously. I just think it's going to be taking some time going sideways within this region. And obviously, your next major area to be aware of is above that 370-ish region on a daily closure. That would look obviously very, very good. But short term and medium term, it does look like it's going to be going for a consolidation at best right now. It's probably going to give a very, very short-term bounce off this region right here. Will have hidden bullish evidence as well. I just don't think that this one's going to be like, I don't think it's going to do some like, whoop, like that. It's probably going to do some more like that and maybe come down a little bit lower and then give the move, shake a few more people out. But in a very good posturing for the higher term timeframes, if that is what you're concerned with. And long term, it's pretty much around its 2017 all-time highs, so that is good. Weekly's obviously bullish here as well. And weekly Jewel actually didn't just get, but about a month ago, got a pretty damn good signal. I look at this one, it's still active, so quite good right there. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. Let's see. Peppa says, paid water break, my dude. Oh, my fucking man. I have no water, but I do have this disgusting ginger drink over here. In fact, maybe I drink that right now. Actually, oh, it's not on TradingView. Okay. Yeah, just get it. I don't know where my bottle. I think it's over there, the blue one. No, my new mug is actually dirty right now too. Let's see. Skating the mystery says, will my hair get crazier the better I get at trading? Maybe. It actually usually has to do with just not cutting your hair and also having weird genetics, so maybe that's more important. Also, update on Luna daily, weekly. Sure. All right, let's see what we got here. Thank you, sir. All right, Luna, can we do it there? Yes, we got it. Okay, Luna USD on the Binance, and very, very good, very, very good here. So this one actually this one looking very good on the weekly, in fact. Yeah, I'd like to record this one. Here we have Terra Luna symbol LUNA versus the dollar. We haven't made a video on this one in a while. It's been at best consolidating, which we spoke about was likely coming into this $50 region right here. And now I believe that the consolidation is basically resolved. I mean, this is looking really, really good right here. Yeah, I looked at this one yesterday, but didn't record a video on it. What I denoted here with this trend line was that the volume was obviously coming to an apex, and that does imply that we're looking for resolution sooner rather than later. I think that we're probably seeing it this week, in fact. Bullish evidence come off that last low, daily RSI back in the bullish control zone. Volatility is, of course, expanding, so we're on it, not we are, but Luna is on new highs alongside volatility expansion, alongside trend continuation, alongside momentum as well. So I do quite like this setup. And then the weekly is even more powerful right here. Extremely low volatility. In fact, some of the lowest that it's ever seen ever. In fact, it is the lowest that it's ever seen ever compared to November 2020, which precipitated this humongous move over here for 1,600% and then another 5,000%. Look, I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but you do have hidden bullish evidence baking on a weekly, and I imagine that weekly Stokes are probably also turning up, but I would like to double check. Daily is obviously just erect as all hell, and weekly is up as long as above $54.50, which this one is above right now. And then the monthly, which, well, obviously just opened, was, well, just vertical. And the 5-day, which is closing today at 7 p.m. Eastern time, will officially cross up with any sort of a closure above 58 in 20 cents. So looking quite good right there. Where would I be looking for as far as areas of interest to the upside? Well, whenever you get into a blue sky breakout, I mean, there's area of interest, not necessarily targets on something like this, but we can definitely, oh, I guess I already have it done. Well, fuck it, we'll just do it like this. You know, I would be looking for stops along the way, somewhere between about 69.5 and 76. I would be looking for a consolidation after that. And then long term, if I can do this properly, all right, hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, okay, that is one right there. Or sorry, no. I apologize. $69, kind of where I'd be looking towards, and then a bit of a consolidation perhaps over the next week or two here, and then upon validation above about 68 or 69 bucks, I would be looking over the following month or two from that validation, actually towards double digits. This is quite good indeed. Whereas the invalidation on a bullish setup on this thing, well, short term would obviously be below about $50. Daily, however, that wouldn't necessarily affect the daily. The daily would lose its bullish setup below about 40, low 40s in this case, about 44 or 43 or so. Until then, the trend is your friend, and well, the trend is up and to the right at the current moment in time, as it has been for a while now. Hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Terra Luna, sir. Ramon Orencio says, hello, good day, sir. Good day to you as well. Mind checking out CGG on the hourly? Sure. Remember, we looked at this one like a couple weeks ago. It was actually very interesting and very good. And okay, let's see. First off, yes, we did hit our target over here. You're getting a pullback after that first target is met. I knew you asked about it hourly, but I do want to see the daily just to see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. I'm still going to like this one long term, but is it more likely to, well, I mean, if you're just asking about an hourly, yeah, I'd be looking for this one to pop back up towards 250 or so. Daily trend does still remain intact, but I do think that you could see a greater pullback, down to like 175 if it really wanted to, but I'd still be bullish on it as long as it's above about 175 or so. Short term, however, yeah, I'd be looking for a pop back up here towards 240, maybe even as much as 250. Above about 255 is where I look for this one to start to trend towards new highs rather than consolidate a little bit longer. So that's what I'd be saying about that one for right now. Let's see. The Saturn Epoch says Rose USD on the 4 hour and daily. Okay, so simple ROSE. Okay. And you're saying, oh, you are unvaxxed, unemployed. I think I'll buy your. Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Only option for living for unvaxxed, basically. Where do you live, by the way? Do they have, maybe you live in like the Netherlands, because maybe they have like a passport if you want to work. Yeah, you know, the thing is, okay, look, I believe in trends and basically everything. It's not just with trading, but I mean, human psychology trends right as well. And where is the world trending right now? It's trending towards basically that. So we'll see, but fair enough. Anyways, hey, there's no, oh yes, Rose USD. Okay, here we go. Let's get into the stuff that actually fucking matters, huh? Okay, so you're looking at a 4 hour and a daily 4 hour range. Consolidation between here is obviously going to be good for the BULAs, which is between about 35 cents to the upside versus about 27 cents to the downside. I don't really have a strong opinion on when this range is resolved, because you do see that volatility is still trending down right now. So that does suggest that it's probably not going to be like today or tomorrow in this case, but perhaps a little bit later this week or early next week. This one likely does give a resolution of this range. As long as it holds above 27 cents, yeah, it is going to be favoring the BULAs here. Below 27 cents, I do look for it to correct down to about 23.5. But I would also call the range resolved to the upside above about 35 cents, looking for basically runs towards your prior, I'm guessing, highs in this case. yeah, towards your prior highs. And obviously this one's in a long-term uptrend. The question is, where does the next higher low come in around? And if it does put in a local low here, which I do think it eventually will, it's just, I think it's going to take some time. Again, confirmed above about 37 cents, I believe it was, then yeah, this one's going to, yeah, it is going to trend towards new all-time highs in this case. I mean, it's just continuation right here. You would have hidden bullish evidence as well. So it looked quite good. Let's see. I am going to take a sippy sip of this water. Crypto Peril says, "Hey Krown, just so you know, a lot of viewers watch while not signed into YouTube or TradingView or TV. Oh, sorry. So likes never reach views. Unfortunately, it's all good, man. It's all good. Look, I'm just appreciative that even like 1,800 people or 1,900 people give a fuck enough to come and watch on a nice little Wednesday, and we even almost have 1,000 likes on this video as well. I mean, that's just mind blowing again. Unbelievable, man, unbelievable. Richard Theosin says, "Morning, brother. Morning to you as well. Can you check out CSPR?" Yes, and I believe I looked at this one a couple days ago and it's looking quite good. Let's see where it's at now. It's still looking quite good to me, man. Still looking quite good indeed, actually. I'm looking for this one to work its way up towards 32 to 33 cents over the next few weeks here. It broke above its macro range highs. I think I already have a chart for this one. I do. Short term, a little bit of consolidation. That's fine. It can pop back down to 18 cents, and I'd say that that's still fine. Below 18 cents, yeah, invalidation on short-term time frame trend. But for right now, I'm looking generally up into the right on this one with next sort of stop medium term around about 29 to 30 cents or so. Quite good though, for the history that we do have. It's just it ain't much, but yeah, I'm always gonna like a chart like this breaking above your range highs. Not bad. Again, on expanding volatility and daily jewels actually trending right there as well. So good. George Michael P says, "Hey man, all good, man. QRDO 1 4 hour, please. All right, QRDO. Okay, Credo token. Is this like a Star Wars character or something? Actually, not bad. It did just put another higher low right here, hidden bullish evidence alongside that. Volatility is still not really expanding right there. I want to see it above 50 percentile, but I do look at this as a good range, a good range for the BULAs. I'm probably looking for this one to trade back up towards this $9.50 high or so. But US about very low term time frames, like a 4 hour. 4 hours actually already breaking above, or is going to have a chance to break above its lower term time frame range right here at about 742 on low volatility right now. So this is actually a breakout setup. Just want to see a closure above there, and then yeah, I'd be looking for continuation towards that $9 to $9.50 target. All momentum also is looking good right there for at least one more try to the upside. Would like to see it officially close above there, but you also have a bit of an inverted head and shoulders here for what it's worth. I wouldn't mind if it takes more time oscillating within this region right here. That'll still be overall healthy, but this one actually does have a bit of a breakout setup for what it's worth. So perhaps get the move today or tomorrow. Let's see. Tim Allen says, "My wife stinks like she smells." That's what a shower is for, sir. Krown, get my wife to shave her armpit. What the fuck?
Speaking of that,
what?
well, can you tell that your fart woke me up in the morning?
Elsa would like everyone to know that my flatulence have woken her up this morning. Krown, get my wife to shave her armpits. Sir, I think you're dating a dude. Which is she an ape? Hey, whoa, that is you can't say that. Stop it. I actually saw, we saw some very bizarre video last night. I have to talk about this as well. This is even more bizarre than the Trump thing, man. Okay, what the fuck was this? All right, so how do I explain this? All right, so there was a trans man who is in a relationship with a trans woman. So that means that it's a biological male who transformed into a female, and then a biological female who transformed into a male, and they are in a relationship, which is great, awesome. That's great. Love is good. And this is all good. This is all good. It's just I'm a little bit confused because the biological I'm lost already. The biological man who transformed into a female is acting as the mother to their son or daughter. I don't know. Maybe it's actually that's probably shouldn't assume that one. Definitely like with that family. And then the biological woman who is transformed into a man, she had the kid. Okay, so he is the mother. Okay, and then the biological man who transformed into a female is breastfeeding the child, and it was like they were showing us this on YouTube, and it was just the most bizarre thing ever, because you have to be wondering about the child, which we do not know the gender of, obviously. Regardless of the gender of it, I do not believe, and their grievance was that the milk duds of the trans woman were not giving the baby milk, which seems fucking obvious to me. Like, what the fuck, man? Look, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. That's great, but probably should be concerned with the health of the child as well. I think that life also does matter, of course. Anyways, Yadav says, please, GTC USD long-term entry at 23. Okay, it's great. I don't know what that means for you, though. Again, I don't know what the fuck you're... Oh, my God. Long-term entry at 23, man. You bought the rip. You bought the rip. Again, it's probably good long-term, but it's going to consolidate for a little bit of time after that, and I do think that it could have maybe one more move to the downside, about $13. Look, you got to have fucking risk management, man. I'm not trying to be your dad or anything like that. However, this one probably is okay long-term, but seriously, you need to have a plan for what to do if your trade idea goes wrong. Now, maybe that was included in your trade plan. If so, that's great. I think maybe could be done a little more optimally, but fair enough, teach their own, right? In this case right here, though, I would be looking for it to bounce off either where it's at right now or down to about $13. I only get bearish on this one long-term below about $13. But man, this one's going to take a while after this. I mean, it's coming off extreme conditions on daily BBWP. At best for the short term, I think it's going to be going sideways and probably a little bit of downside there as well. However, long term, very likely does pop back up. I mean, this is a macro breakout right here on volume, but typically after that, you're going to consolidate for a while and then give another try. Mr. Bimmer says, good morning as well. Could you have a look at loop ring? Yeah, we can. So this one we looked at the other day and we said it was consolidating and actually good. And I actually have the same thing to say today. This one's actually still good. I think it's still at best consolidating, but I do believe you will have potential hidden bullish divergence on a confirmation of a local low right here. That can be done one of two ways, either daily closure above 308 or just a wick higher than your 29th of November high. And at that point, I would be looking for another retest of your current highs at 377 or 380 or so. A break above there is where the party gets started again, and probably looking at moves towards 4.25 short term and then $5 long term. Invalidation very obviously be had below about 235 in this case. Pretty damn good chart long term. Played out a nice correction after these extreme reads over here. Not bad actually. Let's see. Lindsay Ford said, hey, good morning to you, Lindsay Ford. PayPal stock. Yeah, sure. PYPL. Okay. On now, let's see what this. Oh my God. I haven't charted this one in a long time, but whatever I was looking at last time, it's way far away from there, that's for sure. Jesus Christ. I would be looking for bounce off this region. Pity bounces typically do come around your prior consolidation lows, but that would imply that you probably get maybe a few more wicks around this region, and then it tries for a bouncy bounce. Now, do not confuse bouncy bounce with a reversal. This is obviously a macro high right here. I mean, this one, let's put it on a linear scale. It's actually not that much different on linear scale, but still, this is obviously a macro breakdown. We do see extremes on BBWP, and this is a trend reversal long term. So after it does kind of base out at this $175.50 region, I would be looking for a bounce up, perhaps as much as 215. I think if things get really crazy, it might even go to 250. Although I wouldn't hold my breath on that. And that's probably like months away anyways. But if the question is quite literally, would my thoughts on a bottom right here, I do think it's putting in a low, but this is very unlikely to be like the macro bottom. This is very obviously massive distribution going on right here. So what's probably going to happen in terms of Wyckoff is you're going to get a bounce like this, something like this, maybe into like the 0.5 or the 618. Let's see where those are. Yeah, about 245 to 260, in fact. And then put in a bit of a lower high right there, and then drop back down, and then probably does correct somewhere down, actually to the 55 on the monthly long term, but that is going to be very long term. So you are asking about higher term time frame, so I do think that is hopefully relevant to you, but I don't think it's like a macro bottom. I think that it's going to be a bottom and probably puts in a nice rally, but caution between about 240 to 260, let's say. Anyways, Gohan's mom says, hi, Krown. Hello, sir. RKLB stonk. I do like looking at stonks, of which we just had one right there. So Rocket Lab, Rocket Lab. This looks like a crypto chart, and it's actually, and that's actually kind of a good thing right now too, because a lot of them look good. We do have a bit of an inverted head and shoulders going on right here. Resolution is actually very close at $16.50. That would imply very likely a target up somewhere around the 2-spot extension, about 18.25 upon validation in the following month or so. All momentum oscillators on the daily are, more or less good here. Invalidation on the daily setup below about $15 in this case. Yeah, I do like this one actually. Yeah, weekly, same thing as well. Not that much history here, to be fair. If you're looking at a 4-hour, same thing. Trending basically on all time frames, and momentum oscillators are in a more bullish posturing. So I do like it, yeah. And volatility actually quite low here as well. So this one might even put in a move this or next week, like early December. Anyways, KG. Wait, what's up, KGO? Good to see you, man. Oh, hero, please. 6 hour and can't do. Yeah, we just got Luda. Well, someone sent a message because I asked for it. I'm like, why is the Asian voice racist? Not even Asian voice. It's like a cool it's like a cool Japanese samurai voice. Yeah. I mean, well, it's all about intent, in my opinion, right? So it's like the intent when someone's making fun of someone, obviously they have a bad intent. So it's like that's what makes it kind of, off center, right? Whereas if someone's just having fun with it, or like, I actually do admire the fucking samurai. They're cool as fuck, and they talk like that. They're nice and wise and old typically, and they know karates and all sorts of cool shit. So I don't know. I think it always kind of depends on where you're coming from. But yeah, we just got Luna, and I think I recorded that one as well. So we are good there, sir. But if you want to talk about another one, I'm happy to do that as well. G Square, there he is. He's got a nice emoticon. Thank you, sir. Tom Struck says, best of health and wealth to y'all. Hey, best of health and wealth to y'all as well. Love the sim chats. Thanks, man. I really enjoy those. So that's awesome that people are getting on board with that, because it's just a fun way to kind of shoot the shit. And Jason he's so easy to talk to. He's so fucking easy to talk to. Hey, Arwin, if it's not on TradingView, we can't look at it. We are, obviously limited by what's on TradingView, and no, we're not going to go on CoinGecko or anything like that. It's just not relevant, nor will I have the tools that I want to be having in order to look at obscure altcoins in those cases. So I hope that that's respectfully understood. Anyways, you're looking at Kava weekly and monthly. Okay, I'm curious if this one even does have a weekly or monthly. It doesn't really ring a bell, but okay, let's go to the weekly. Actually, it does. Yeah, it does. Obviously, you're long-term trying to see the upside. Looks like you will have potential hidden bullish divergence on a confirmation of a local low here. Problem is, where's your confirmation of a local low here? Well, you need to see this one at minimum back above $6. Volatility is rather low, so it does kind of align with the possibilities that this one is actually put in a major low right here, but where did I say that this one is wrecked beyond repair? In this case, a daily closure below 460, and I would be looking for a full-on reversal down to 355. So until then, I guess I'd give it a chance to put in a low right here, but I do express that this one is actually kind of coming off a major extreme. So I do think it's going to at least bounce here yet again. The question is, does it get back above that $6 number? So if it does, good. I'd be looking for it to trade sideways and upside out of there. If it doesn't, well, you'll know below 460 on a daily closure. Until then, long term is up, obviously, so that is a good sign and does make me biased towards, I guess, an upside resolution, despite my potential concerns. So I'd probably go with that in that case. Hopefully that was helpful, though. Vincent Turn says, can you look at VeChain chart? Why isn't it moving? Well, maybe because it's a shitcoin. Sorry. Why isn't it moving? So this one is not the right chart. So we're doing something actually similar to kind of Matic right here. In fact, why isn't it moving? It's still consolidating, but this one's actually picking itself up at the exact moment similar to Matic that you want to see it pick itself up at. That would be off of the green 55 on the 5-day, or I'm sure the weekly as well. Actually, the weekly looks kind of ugly here too. So why? The question is, why isn't it moving? Well, if your question is quite literally that, it's because there are more sellers than buyers. But do I think that it's put in a major low right here? Yeah, I do. Does that imply that it's going to maybe test back down to 10 cents or so before that? Perhaps yes. But I don't look for this one to actually, reverse on a daily or any time frame that matters for macro direction. As long as you're above about 10 cents on a daily closure. Below 10 cents, yeah, I look for this one to come all the way down, well deep into single digits, somewhere around 7 to 8 cents or so short term. But for right now, I do think that's going to put in a local low right here and then works way back up towards 14, 15 cents. So yeah. Anyways, oh my God, we got 1.1 thousand likes on this video. Unbelievable. 800 people watching. Insane, sir. Fucking insane. There he is, Mr. King Cosmic. Hello, sir. I get it now. It's dog talk. It's dog talk. May today bring you peace. I hope that it brings you peace as well. And I'm guessing that you want to look at SPY. Probably. I'm going to guess. All right, let's go look at it. So how did this one close? Not great, actually. Actually, pretty fucking awful. That's ugly. Jesus Christ. Hourly. I know that you like to look at the hourly. Do we have any sort of hidden bearish divergence building up right here? We do, between this point and that point, which we do not have a local high here just yet. But if it does confirm a local high, which will be had with any sort of an hourly closure below 4,600, I would be looking for another test back down around 45.60 to 45.65, which is currently your low, and then very likely another bounce right there. Now, technically speaking, until that happens, I should be looking for at minimum another test somewhere right around about 46.20. Don't know if that's relevant to you or not. Daily, I do express concerns with this, however. And this one, you know, is more of a bearish setup than a bullish setup, especially as long as you're below the last rejective high from yesterday at 46.50. So how does the monthly look now? Okay, so the monthly did close as a shooting star dildo right there. Do we have continuation below yet? No, we do not. But if this one does essentially close below the last month's high, well, would I dare say that this one is going to be putting in the next major macro high and work its way down at minimum to 42.50 and maybe even long term somewhere around about 4,000 even, perhaps yes, but it's a long way left to do that, obviously. And for right now, I'd give it a chance to bounce up this region and then see the reactions first. Obviously, back above 46.50 region is going to start to look good again for the long term. So we'll see. I mean, who knows what Jay Powell says next? I imagine you probably want to do a little bit of damage control in the markets because no one wants to be the person at the helm when this whole house of cards falls down, sir. Let's see. Peter Lackstrom says crypto UFO, UFO gaming. Okay, is that a ticker? I don't know. Well, I see this thing. All right, hopefully this is it. Is this it or not? I don't know, but whatever it is, corrective right here after a pretty nice run. Now, does it put in a bounce where it currently is on the short-term time frames? Probably yes. You are in an hourly, it sounds like, so perhaps that is relevant to you. I mean, this is a daily top right here. I'm not calling a reversal on this one, but this one can come all the way down to like 66 to 69, or sorry, 70 to 75 or so, and still be within the context of a macro uptrend. We hit extremes over here, bearish divergence on that. I don't think that this one's trending towards new ultimas anytime soon. Corrective bounces can come all the way up to 100 in this case, but it would still just be that, a corrective bounce. I do think that this one does work its way a little bit lower, somewhere around 70 to 80 or so, and tries for a higher low there, and that would be a lot more interesting. But for right now, this one's topped out for, I do think at least at least a little bit of time here. Let's see, Jack. There he is, Jack. What's up, man? Matic versus Wrapped Ethereum. Can we just do Matic versus regular Ethereum? Or maybe this one has more history, perhaps? Let's see. It does have more history now. I get it. All right. What do we have? So we do have a nice long running accumulation where it looks like Matic is putting in a major macro base in this case versus Ethereum. It's going to be hard for Matic to kind of keep up with Ethereum when Ethereum is, likely to go on a nice long-term rally here. But baking within this region between about, 342 and 508 is going to be great for the long term. I just wouldn't get excited about this one for like the mega macro move versus Ethereum. So meaning that it's going to be outpacing Ethereum versus the dollar until it gets back above. Obviously, your range has at that point. I'm looking for this one to probably trend towards prior optimizing full hour. Short term, a little bit of upside, probably works its way back up towards 428, 429 region. Does look good short term for what it's worth. I just think that it's going to take a lot longer kind of also to be in that region. Is the stream dead? I think, okay, it's just my screen over there. Okay, I wonder why that happens. Okay, it's just down for 1 second. Okay, got it. All right, sweet. Let's see. El Rey Leon says, "Hey, Krown, can you please look Chain Guardians?" Yep, we got that one earlier, so all good. And thanks, man. Appreciate that, brother. Matthew X says ACH USD 1 hour and daily. Okay, ACH USD. We good? Bandwidth. Maybe I do need to turn down one of my thingies over. We should have fine bandwidth though. I pay for like a fucking gig internet, so should be pretty good. Oh yeah, I guess you do pay, but well, whatever. Anyways, what else do we what do we have here on ACH? Or is this the right one? I guess it is because it is the same ticker, so hopefully it is. Anyways, let's go to a daily. Let's see what the more relatively long term is doing on this thing. Okay, now I see. All right, you do have at least one higher low right there. Probably looking at something like this. Look, it's bullish as long as it's essentially above about, what is this, like 8 cents or so. I do think that you could see some corrections down around there. Not necessarily calling that right now, but I can tell you where I get a lot more excited about this thing. Above 11.80 cents, that's where this thing is in a breakout, and very likely does test around your prior closing highs at 15 to 16 cents over time. That'd probably take at least a few weeks upon validation, but overall, quite a good setup right here. I'm just not really interested in some that's still consolidating like this. Although short term, do I think that's put in a local low right here? Yeah, I do think so. I think it's going to probably rally back up towards maybe even 10 cents this week. Still think that it spends a lot more time consolidating overall, however. All right, let's see. Raja says CRO USD. Yeah, I think we got that one actually right off the bat. Let me just double check that it was that. It was either that or Mana. Yeah, it was that one. Again, ranging at best here. I do think that this one's probably topped out for a good time. However, I guess I would get bullish on it again above about 83 cents. Until then, short term sideways here is good for the Bulas. I would obviously be looking for a nice leg down upon validation below about 64 cents, 64 and a quarter, all the way down towards, mid to low 50s in this case. Until then, sideways is good for the Bulas. I do think it's topped out for a while, however. Went on a pretty nice run there, to be fair. Let's see. JV says, hello, sir. Enjoying the simp episodes. Nice. All right. Awesome. Keep them up. Sweet. That won't be an issue, man. Pity bound for Baba soon or more blood to come? It depends on time frame. So I don't believe, you did not give a time frame there. So let's just see. You're probably going to be looking at a daily, if I'm going to guess, or a weekly in this case. The first thing that stands out to me, you are in extremes on BBWP. So volatility being extremely high is typically where you do find your lows, alongside extremely high volume as well, which we are getting some big spikes up over here. And you are around, some prior major basing areas from 2018. So it's probably more likely to bounce around this region, kind of similar to that last PayPal. I think it was PayPal maybe. Jesus Christ, it's actually like slicing right through there. Do we see anything that resembles divergence building up right now? Yeah, there will be a little bit, but I want to see really 3 drives on a major low. That makes me think that this one, very likely does rally off this region, but I don't think that it is. Yeah, I don't think it's put in a macro low right here. Have you already played out all that hidden bearish divergence? Yeah, I'd say so. I'm looking for a bounce within this region. Basically, I'm still I'm going to be long-term bearish on this thing, like macro long-term bearish, as long as you're below 233. But I think if your question is quite literally just pity bounce soon, yeah, I do think so. If it does just shoot through this floor, that's going to be, I guess the next area to be looking towards is like 115. Sorry, 110 more like. It's a lot closer to a bounce than not. Volatility does suggest that it maybe has one more move to the downside. So yeah, I'm kind of struggling on this one, to be honest with you. Monthly, again, more likely to give a pity bounce, but I don't know your definition, your time frame, which is going to obviously constitute and play into what pity bounce will look like. So short term, I think maybe like 150 over the next month or two would probably be like max bounce. This thing even is going to bounce right there. If not, then I'm looking at 110. But yeah, pretty wretched chart right there. It's not very wise in my experience to be trying to buy the falling knife there. I've seen a lot more people go broke. This is actually not the way that I went broke. The way that I went broke is I tried to sell the rising knife. So I tried to sell the rising knife. In this case right here, I've seen a lot more people trying to. A lot more people go broke trying to pick the lows rather than just trade with the trend in this case. And I don't really see anything that's a bottom just yet. It's probably going to take some time. But if you start to see spike up around end of week about 130 or so, that would start to look a little bit better, I guess. But really ugly right there. To be fair, I think you're close, however. Yo Dream, welcome to the cave as well. And I should also remind people, for anyone who is subscribed to the YouTube channel, not to anything on Krown Trading Application, so don't email our lovely support girls, but just here on YouTube, if you are subscribed, or I think if you join the channel is what it's called. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's called joining the channel. It's like below the video thing. If you've done that, if you're actually a member of the channel, meaning that you have like that green thing on your name, then you do have access to a bunch of extra videos that I should let you know about, because actually specifically put them there. It's like a thank you for you, and I should probably let you know that they're actually there as well, because they don't send out notifications for these things, is what I found. And I see that there's like not very many views on them, so just want to make sure that people actually have access to that. Kathleen White says, good morning.
Sir,
What?
you did K-Chow, but Luna was done, so
Yes.
wanted to ask something different.
Okay.
So it's third comment from
Can you just tell me?
can you have Krown share his why?
Can you just tell me the goddamn ticker?
It's a question.
Oh, okay.
Can you have Krown share his why and motivation to keep going even though technically retired?
Okay, so the question is from KGO. Let me actually just read this one so I make sure that I get it exactly right. Okay, so KGO says he wanted to change his question. Can you ask Krown to share his why and motivation to keep going even though technically retired? Yeah, man, so I've technically been retired since like middle or late 2019, definitely by 2020, I'd say, depending upon like how I want to live, I guess. But, what is the motivation for keeping on going? Well, first and foremost, I don't have anything better to be doing. You have to understand, like, okay, once I actually got kind of financially free, which was actually before that, I kind of went out and did what I thought I always wanted to do, like when I guess you're kind of around there, which I thought was like you go to like a beach destination and you just hang out and you don't really do all that much, and you just kind of, hang out and party and whatnot. And that was fun for about 2 months. And then after that, it became boring is what it became, because you don't really have like a purpose in the morning when you wake up. So right now when I do these streams, even though I don't have to, when I wake up in the morning, I feel like, okay, I have a purpose, something that I'm working towards, I'm building up. So, I make like these fake goals for myself. It's like, okay, if I can get the subscriber count up to whatever number, or views up to this or whatever, that can be like a fun goal to work towards too, because what I've found is that motivation, it's not even motivation, but like fulfillment, more importantly in life, fulfillment, which gives you inner peace, which is what I'm like truly after, is had from having goals and then working towards them, not even necessarily like completing those goals. So for me, it's very important to have, even like, because financial goals don't really make too much sense anymore, but it's really important for me to have like some sort of goal that I'm working towards every morning that keeps me accountable to myself and also to others as well, because that actually rather helps with the motivational aspect of it, I suppose. But it also keeps me disciplined as well, so it adds structure to my day. If I don't do this and I have no real reason to wake up at like 5 a.m., which I actually do like, but it keeps all my day in order, because I wake up, I do all of my rigmarole, which gets me prepared for everything. That being meditation, reading, eating all the right foods, and then, going to the gym and all that good stuff. And then obviously doing these streams as well. So to me, that's like very, very important, because it gives me fulfillment, which gives me inner peace. And that's also the selfish altruism aspect of this whole damn thing, is that, look, yeah, I'm doing this for a selfish fucking reason. Yes, there are finances involved, obviously. And so that is nice. I'm certainly not opposed to making more money. No doubt about that. I'm not definitely, who's fucking opposed to that, obviously. But at the same time, the more important thing right now is to have that fulfillment, because that is what truly makes life like actually worthwhile, at least in my opinion. So, I don't know, man. Maybe I've taken too many acid trips, but but I do actually feel that way, and I suspect that most people who have experienced something similar will probably feel the same way as well. Because one of the things that really pops up with a lot of my friends who are financially very successful, but they don't really have anything to do, is that they start to get, not, I wouldn't say depressed, but they kind of feel empty, and they kind of just start to drift. And when you start to drift, it's like, I don't have any purpose to be doing shit with, so why do anything really? And that's just not what we're built for as human beings, right? We're built to do shit. We're built to do shit, not just fucking, lie around and, I don't know, just do what you think you're supposed to do, what you think you do if you had the money that you want to have, right? I don't know, that's just been my experience with it. And here's the thing, man, like, what I also kind of learned from that is, look, in my early 20s, when I really didn't have too much money, and I was still like kind of traveling around and having some fun, you can still do that with like a very low amount of money anyway. So, financial goals, they definitely make sense. Like, obviously you don't want to be poor or have like financial troubles. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been poor before. There's nothing, I wouldn't say that there's nothing worse, but it's certainly not great. And if you can have your pick of them, it's probably not great. And anyone who's been completely broke before can probably relate to that, because it ain't fucking fun going to the supermarket and not being able to like buy ground beef, for example. It's quite embarrassing, actually. So, it's better problems to have, but that's the thing. It's like, you always want to have problems, just better problems, essentially. That's kind of what I've resolved to. And I can say that I don't necessarily feel happy from that, but happiness isn't what I'm after. Fulfillment and peace, inner peace, is what I'm after. And this is what gives it to me. So yeah. Anyways, Kathleen White says, good morning, good sir. VGX daily and weekly. Sure. All right. So it is a lady, but she likes to be called sir as well. We're all sirs here. All right, VGX. I remember this one was on the winners list, and this one is on the winners list for a good reason here. It did get the breakout out of your macro range right here, your little accumulation between, September and more recently in November. And now kind of consolidating after that major move. So short term, this one actually is more on the trendy side than not, which is rather interesting here. I would like to see it actually close above $5.50 to look for the next new all-time high. In this case, I'm inclined to say that this one does trade back down to the median of the range, somewhere around about $4.50 or so. It's just, I'm not bearish on anything that looks like this as long as you're above 375. The question is, do we trend from here or do we consolidate a little bit more? technically speaking, I should be looking for more trend from here, and I should be, and upon validation above the upside continuation target, I should be looking at somewhere between about 6 and a quarter actually. So fair enough. In validation, obviously below about $4, but it looks good. Just the question is kind of when on something like that. Mohammed says, hi, good morning, sir. Good morning as well to you. Please check audio USD short-term time frame. It is about to break out of the symmetrical triangle. I'm really not a big fan of symmetrical triangles because I'm not a fan of anything that has diagonal boundaries, just because this kind of makes it more difficult to trade. But is it in a symmetrical triangle first? I don't see it. Okay, I see where you're drawing it. No, I would say it's in something a little bit better though. It is in a ascending triangle, which these are a lot better in my experience and have a much higher degree hit rate and a lot easier to judge if they actually break down or break out in this case as well. And that would be had above about 360. Anyways, your question is short-term time frame is about to break out of the symmetrical triangle. Okay, so maybe you're on like an hourly then. There is no symmetrical triangle over here. It is putting in a low though, and it's probably going to trade back up towards 275. Do I think it's going to break out of this area right here on this particular drive? Probably not. You know, or at least if you're on short-term time frames, you're probably at least still waiting like another week or two. But it's a good setup. Yeah, it's very, very bullish as long as you're above about $2.10 on a weekly. Very, very good right here. Just want to see it actually confirm above your last, your top side resistance about 369. That would look extremely good. Probably looking towards $5 after that. Quite good. Sweet. Let's see. Algogator. Oh, that's a clever name, man. Algogator. Stock ATNF. Got it. On the 1 hour and 4 hour. Okay, nice. Now we're back on track. Wait. ATNF. Got it. Okay, ATNF on NAS and hourly and 4 hour. Okay, well the weekly's put in a low. Nice. Daily's put in a low as well and breaking out. 4 hour is doing the same thing, looking for short-term continuation towards $7 or so and probably a little bit of a short-term pullback from there. TJ says ENS. Okay, this is Ethereum naming service. Sounds legit. Ethereum name service. All right. I think it actually is legit, but as far as charts go, not too interesting right here. Consolidating at best. Short term, actually we're just on a 4 hour. Daily doesn't even populate really. Hourly. Short-term range. I don't think it's too much of an interesting chart right here. I can tell you where I get excited about this thing. Back above about 79 and a quarter. I'd get bearish on this thing. Obviously below about 59 and a half. Until then, short-term sideways is good for the BULAs, but I don't think you're going to be doing anything super interesting here anytime soon. It probably does have a little bit of short-term downside somewhere around the bottom side of this channel. It's like low 60s or so. But it's again overall long-term good as long as it's above 59 and a half. Okay, cool. Let's see. Sam McCrutches says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Can we check out Stratos on the daily? Okay, Stratos. God damn it. Just one at a time, man. Just one at a time, though, please. Okay, so this is the closest that I can get to it. It's versus Ethereum here, so hopefully that is okay. On the daily. Okay, let's go to the daily. Wow. Big blow off right there. I'd be looking for this one to trade sideways and down, back down towards 609. What is that? 6,093,000? Or is that 609? No, it's 6,093,000. I'm looking for this one to trade sideways and down here, but I'm not calling a macro reversal here. This one just has a humongous range. So somewhere down around here, tries for a higher low and then spends like a month going sideways, maybe, at least a couple weeks going sideways after that, and then perhaps give another try to the upside. Very bearish below that level, however. Let's see. Crypto Crash Farmer says, Crypto Crash Farmer, great name, man. Cadena on the 1 and 4 hour, please. Talk about the Ichimoku cloud. I don't use the Ichimoku cloud, so I wouldn't talk about it. And talk about this indicator that you never use. Wouldn't know what to say, to be honest with you. I don't use it, man. I use my regular EMAs, but short-term corrective, and this one's long-term fine, I suspect. And maybe we record a video on this one. Let me just double check how many videos I got for the day already. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we. Oh, and from this moment on, no more super chats, please. We will not be able to read them, unfortunately. But if you submitted super chats before this moment, before essentially Mamba for Life, then all good. It will be read. Pin it where? Oh, I see it. I see it. Time is up for where? I don't see you yet. Hold on, maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. Yeah, it takes a few moments for it to pop up on my screen. Anyways, Cadena. Cadena short-term timeframes, I'm actually looking for a bounce within this region, probably back up towards 19.5 to 1975 or so, but I'm not calling like a trendy move from here, just play out the bullish divergence of which you have multiple draws come off the lows right here. I'd only get excited back above about $23.50, looking for, retest of all-time highs at 28, 29, and probably new optimize in the low 30s. I'd only get bearish on this thing below about $13. Not too helpful on this one, but because you are kind of working with major ranges, but short-term bouncy, long-term sideways, and that's fine. I mean, this thing, again, went on a fucking moon mission right there, and it's more likely to trade sideways within this major range for a long time rather than trend. But those would kind of be the areas where I change around my mind on that. In short-term, it is more upside angle than not. J3F says AVAX USD on the 4-hour and daily. Yeah, we haven't done that one actually, and I believe it is putting in a base from once we last spoke. Yeah, it is. Hey, not bad. Every once in a while, that TA bullshit works, huh? Hidden bullish evidence on the daily, back up to your short-term time frame range highs, and actually taking them out right now on the 4-hour. Looking for short-term continuation somewhere around about $1.30 to $1.32. I don't know if I'd necessarily call like a full-on trending move from here, but this is, it's actually pretty damn good. See what the weekly looks like. Weekly's good. Monthly close very, very nice. So I'm looking for new all-time highs on this thing maybe this month, maybe like later this month, more likely January. Still very, very good over the long period of time here. And I suspect that this one actually might be better sooner rather than later. This is actually pretty fucking good here, man. I'd like to see a closure on a daily above about 140 or so. At that point, I'd be looking for, I think the next targets were like 160. Yeah, 160-ish region. Until then, still a little bit more rangy on the daily. Short-term timeframes are trending right now, and short-term continuation implied. Henry Weinecker says TLM USD on the daily and weekly. Sure. This is the alien token. The alien token, yeah. And it's good. It's good. Oh, it's good. It's very good. My voice is cracking right here. Pretty good, though. Very, very good, actually. Trending as long as you're above about 36.5 cents. I'm looking for a retest of your wick highs over here. Probably in line with this humongous blue box, but does need to be stated right there, I do suppose. I mean, this one's kind of simple, actually. 4 hours trending right now as well. Volatility expanding. I'm looking for this one to retest the highs of this rally and very likely make new highs in this rally. Only validate bullish setups on this one below about 34 cents or so. Pretty good right there. Let's see, Gabor Giamarti. Hopefully I said that properly. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. I see you have a good hair day. Yes, my hairstylist has treated me well this morning. Kati Daily Weekly. Okay, see, Elsa wants you to know that she did it. She's the responsible entity for this. Koti USD on the daily and weekly. Okay, so let's get off the 4 hour then. Daily put in a major low right here. Looking for this one to trade back up towards 55 cents or so. Weekly, might actually put in a higher low right here. We do have some hidden bullish divergence present. The volatility reads are pretty damn low right now. I see it actually close above this 48 or 49 cent region before end of week. At that point, I might actually be looking for a big move up towards 60 cents in the following weeks. Invalidation on short-term bullish setup below about 38.5 cents. Until then, short-term is actually trending right now, playing out some bullish divergence. Yeah, I'd be looking for this one to at least test around 55 to maybe as much as 60 cents or so, maybe over the next week or two. Week and a half, something like that. Looks good. Let's see. Yo Dream 34 says, hey man, all good, brother. Disney. Okay, so Disney is symbol DIS, I believe. Yeah, it is. Okay. I've never actually traded this one, but I have looked at it before. And you're asking about short and long options trading. Okay, well, I'm not going to do your trades for you. Let's see. So volatility is increasing right here. So be one of the few times where I'd actually be comfortable actually holding some long ball. In this case, I do think that you're going to be headed for the gap fill over here. So I don't know, how do you want to trade that? You can trade that many ways. I wouldn't mind buying a put spread. In this case, I probably wouldn't want to sell a call spread, especially with volatility trending up like that. What about the daily? Daily's actually coming off extreme, so it depends how you want to trade that move. I'd actually be waiting for the gap fill and then probably sell a call spread, but like capture a range somewhere between about 160 to 180 or so. It's kind of what I'd be looking for, but yeah, still looking for some downside there. And then bounce around that region. Is that one going to be a long-term high? Could be, yeah. I mean, monthly doesn't head up to those levels that often, and we do have monthly many drives of bearish evidence there. So, anyways, Googly says MBox. Okay, this is a new one. MBox, 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 Mobox. Mo box, mo problems. Pretty good. I mean, it just did just break out to new all-time highs. Doesn't really have much history on it, so it's not going to be too much that I can do on something like this. It does look like you did stab the 1.618 Fibonacci extension, so that first move up there, I am looking for it to probably consolidate between, I don't know, 14.5 and $12 for a while. I do think that you've hit essentially your short-term high for now is what I'm trying to say. Probably consolidates within this fashion on the shorter term time frames, and then gives another try to the upside, perhaps if market conditions allow. Below $12 on a daily closure, I guess I look for a retest of about 10.5 to about 10.5 or so. Sir, could you grab my disgusting shot out of the fridge? The ginger one. Weefa9 says, hey, thanks, man. Also, one Krown's fitness cave. You don't want fitness tips from me, man. You want it from my trainer, actually, of which I have a nutritionist and a trainer, both of which are phenomenal guys. And I don't know if they want their detail. Probably my nutritionist does. You can check out Bear Nutrition. Hold on, let me just double check that's his actual Bear. Hold on. I think it's Bear the Thought, actually, but let me just double check. Okay, it is Bear the Thought. Bearthethought.com. Bear as in like the animal bear. Yeah, that's my that's my nutritionist, and then my fitness coach. I don't know if he wants his name out there, but I'll have to ask him because I've not asked him before. But yeah, both really phenomenal guys and have massively helped me out over this past year. Are they finished? They're not finished. No, we consult over the interwebs. Noah97 says Luna. We already got that one, sir. Targets depend on a multitude of different things. Depends what kind of a situation you're in. Johnny Bazukada says, yo, Krown, much love to you as well, sir. Can I request HNS? Okay. HNS, huh? Handshake. Oh, that's definitely bound. Daily, actually looking good here. Actually, in fact, I'm going to write this one down. What the hell? What the fuck? Handshake, I'd actually be looking for daily continuation back up to the highs of this rally, somewhere around 50 to 51 cents or so. It's actually quite good. It's actually quite good for what it's worth. Weekly broke above your prior macro range highs, retested it right here. Beautiful. Did get some nasty wicks below, but that's okay. Looking for this one to work its way back up towards its May highs. Sir!
I'm sorry, but someone didn't like your analysis, and it's fine.
Okay, well, if he doesn't like the analysis, then I will refund you for your time, sir. Let's see where. Oh my God, we have a lot of people here today. Wow. Okay, dear Lord. Jesus Vargas says, "Thank you, sir."
He had other requests. He changed it. It's low.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
What is it?
It's can I switch mine to CRV daily and
Curve. Okay. Curve. All right, we'll pull that one up. All right, CRV. Let me just down this disgusting drink here. What is this? Invinkihari shot. Oh my God. Oh. Okay. Oh. Don't think you're supposed to drink that shit. Curve, very good. Very, very good. Still breaking out. Just putting another higher low right here. Looking for this one to retrade back up towards the $6 region. Let's see. I'm just looking for it to trade back towards $6. Short term, long term, I'm still looking for $7 actually. This is good. It's trending right now, man. It's trending right now. It's looking good. I'm bullish AF on this thing as long as you're above about $4.50. Very simple on this one. Very simple on this one. Let's see. What else do we have? GC Dean says, good evening from Southern California. Nice, man. I grew up in San Francisco. CSPR. I think we looked at this one earlier. Let's just double check over here. Yeah, we did look at this one earlier. Still long-term good. Still long-term looking for this one to work its way up towards 30 cents or so. Short-term, do we play a little bit of a pullback, or did we already play a pullback to 20 cents? Yeah, it looks like so. I still like this one over the next few weeks here, but short-term can pull back down to 19 cents or even 18 cents. That's completely fine. Below 18 cents, I do invalidate bullish setups. Until then, I'm generally looking up and to the right after a bit of a short-term consolidation. Neil says, love your work, my man. Thanks, man. You called Luna move yesterday? Sweet. I missed it, though. No! Can you look up Luna again? Yeah, we looked at that one a few times, and I actually recorded a video on it, so I'll upload it a little bit later. But basically, it's trending, and I do look higher over the next couple weeks here. It's looking pretty good. Stephen Dumaine says, Tron? Okay. Man, no one asks about Tron anymore. TRX. Okay, here we go. Binance. No time frames given. Where do we go with this one? Kind of ranging at best right here. I do, I wouldn't necessarily get bearish on it, but as long as you're above about, what is this, 9 cents on a daily, but I'm not necessarily excited about this thing either. I'd get excited on it above about 11.80, looking for big moves back up towards 14.5 to 15 cents. Long term, it's well below its 2017 highs. So I'm just, kind of a weaker chart, relatively speaking. Weekly BBWP is on the floor right there. So that, if this thing does get going above its range highs at 1180, I would be looking for big moves up. I mean, probably does gun for like 20 cents over time, but definitely lagged in this market, which does imply relative weakness, and I'd get very bearish on it below more like 8.25 cent would be very concerning. Until then, you just have a bit of a short-term range there, so I probably wouldn't play too much into it. Mamba for Life says sand 1 hour for it on daily. Okay, yeah, sandbox. No, that's about that today. I guess it's not going to the moon for this exact moment. You still have to look at, or at least I still have to look at this one as good as long as you're holding that 6.25 region. Did we test down around it? Got very close. I do think that you will put in a few more official tests somewhere around 6.25 to 635 region, somewhere around here. And I do have to be bullish on it as long as you are above that region on a 4-hour closing basis. But I don't feel that way. I do feel that this one's going to be going sideways at best for a while. And, where would I call this? This is just not helpful, but I'd say, you're looking towards a move towards $9.50 to $10 above 8, on a confirmation above $8. Until then, I think you're ranging at best. I'd look for a much deeper retracement to 515 to 520 if you do lose this bottom area right here at 6.25. Until then, I guess sideways is good for the bulls and does keep up the short-term hopium. But I do think this one's probably seen its highs for a while. To be fair, usually when you get two extremes on a row is what I mean to say, on daily BBWP alongside bearish divergence on daily RSI, it's probably going to be consolidating for a while at best, and probably gives you a bit of a reversal there as well. BitBoss says CRO. I think we did that. Can I turn down the super chats? Actually, I can. Let me just see where it is. Yeah, I can turn it down a little bit. Let me just double check right there. Oh, yeah. Might as well just turn them off, actually. All right, there we go. Okay, so the CRO. Yeah, we already looked at this one. Again, sideways at best here. Bearish below 64.25. Short term, I am looking for a move back up towards 77, but that doesn't really mean much for the range. Above 83 cents is where things start to look a little bit better, and implying test back up somewhere in the mid 90 cents. Let's see, Noah 97. I think we already did Rose as well, so we're good there. A little bit earlier. Nimai says, "Hey Krown, hope you're well. Hope you're well as well, sir. I got into keys about a week ago, and it has since done around a 3x. Could you take a look at the chart on Dex Tool? Again, we're not going to go. I can see if it's on TradingView, but I will not go onto Dex Tool, sir. Nothing personal. It's just I'm not going to have tools there anyways. This would obviously be very, very. Oh, this is going to be the opposite way anyways. So." I mean, it's good here. I don't have an opinion on a chart that I really can't see that well. Maybe we can try keys like this. And there's going to be maybe something like this. No. Versus Ethereum, maybe. Yeah, it's not going to pop up. This is the best that we can do, and it's really not going to be helpful for myself. I mean, I can tell you what you already know. It's an uptrend, but there's barely any history here. Just a couple weeks. I'm sorry, man, but a healthy amount of I don't know is the proper answer, and that's the best that I can do for something like this. I think that's that's the right way. Okay. Let's see. And again, just one at a time, man. But I can try the other ones that you have. Metis. Okay. All right. So this one's there at least. No time frames given though. God damn it, man.
Are you doing
Nimai. Yeah.
Okay, well, he changed it.
Well, I'm doing the one that he asked for right here. I'd be looking for a bounce off of 0.189, but this is looking like a major high right here. Yeah, this is looking like a major high. So I do think you're going to get a bounce off there. Any bounces that fail to get back above 0.024, I'm looking for this one to trade lower over the next month or two. Let's see. Jordan Wule says Vulcan Forge PYR. Okay, this one I remember was very good last we looked at it. But let's see where it is now. Still very good, actually. This one's still trending right here. Jesus Christ. Let me just finish off the rest of this damn death juice. Ugh. It's not good. Oh my God, it's not good. Wow. Vulcan Forge, very, very good right here. This is very good. That drink, very not good. I do think that this one's going to give you another new all-time high before the inevitable pullback does happen, and probably looking somewhere between, 55 to 58. It's quite good right there. I'm really not even getting extremes on daily BBWP as well just yet. So, I do think you're going to very likely hit that target over the next week or week and a half. There is an invalidation on the bullish setup below about 34.5, which is not that helpful, but fair enough. I mean, this thing is trending rather hard. I'm hesitant to call like a major high around that region, however, so I'd want to see this one like maybe next week, but for right now, it's still trending, man. Still pretty damn good. Very impressive chart right there. Very impressive chart. Cool. Trick Shot says, wish you all the best. Hey, thanks, man. You as well. And all good, man. Polkadot USD. Okay, gotcha. I like that, man. I like that. Okay, so dot. Dot daily, you say? All right, dot daily right here. What do we have? Not as obvious as some of the other ones, but I don't think I have a really helpful analysis for you right here. I do think that you can test back down to 32.5 again. My strong opinion is that you are putting in a major low right here, but I think that you could retest in this region again, and then very likely does put in a short-term move after that towards 43.5 to 44 bucks. Above there, I guess this one's trending towards new all-time highs yet again. The question for me right here is, how long does it spend on the lows? And obviously below this region, bearish, but I don't think that's what's happening right here. This is still looking corrective. I think it's going to take some time. Full hour is showing a little bit of potential hidden bearish divergence if that confirms, so that'd probably be good enough to get that next test down. Maybe that comes alongside Bitcoin also doing something similar, but again, it's kind of the same thing as Bitcoin. It's like, I don't have a strong opinion on whether it comes back down around here again or not. My strong opinion is on that you'd be very likely to have a good daily low in for now, and probably does trade up from there. It's just, do we test it or not again? I don't have a strong opinion. Cool. Jordan Woolley also wants to look at Vulcan Forge, but we got it, so all good there. And welcome to the cave as well, sir. BK says CRV. We did that one just about 5 minutes ago, so I think we're all good there as well. Basil, Mr. Jaber says TGA on. Hey, thank you for specifying the exchange, by the way. That's actually very helpful. Okay, on ASX with Storm Group, and you're looking at daily and weekly. This one is breaking out on the daily. It looks like weekly. Okay, it's breaking out. The long term is rather grim, but I do expect that you have continuation at minimum to about 30 cents. Above 30 cents, things look a lot better actually, and probably does. Oh my God, could maybe even go for like a 2x above there upon validation. Until then, I'm just short-term bullish, but this is kind of a big move right here. Weekly BBWP expanding from literally zero reads after actually a little more than a year-long consolidation. So I think this could actually very well be the macro reversal, but at least short-term, I'm looking towards 30 cents. Let's see. Andrew Wickstead says, can you look at Storm X on the 4 and daily? Okay, Storm. Let's try this. Yeah. We did CRV earlier. Okay, Storm X on Kcoin, I guess. It doesn't look too interesting on a weekly, nor does it look interesting on a daily. Kind of a weird chart here. I'm guessing this thing doesn't really trade too much, but I guess the hopium is that you are kind of printing in some higher lows here, and maybe doing something like this. That would be the hopium. That obviously means that it'll be invalidated below about 2.65 cent or so, and validated on a good setup above about 3.7 cent. Looking for moves towards your prior highs. Until then, I don't think it's the most interesting chart here. 4 hours putting in a little bit of a short-term rally, I imagine, over the next couple days here, probably back up towards 3.3 cent. So I guess that keeps the hopium alive, and yeah, fair enough. I mean, short-term upside, medium-term sideways, probably does pull through. Going to depend mostly on market conditions, I suspect. Cool. Nice. I like it. Bear Nutrition's also, oh man, yeah, he's laying it down on the nutritions in the comments right there. Beautiful, man. Fucking beautiful. There we go. There we fucking go. Josh Roberts says, hey man, all good, brother. All good. Can you look at H-bar, daily and weekly? Sure. Yeah, this one pops up every stream or so. And where is it now? And you're looking at a daily and weekly. Gotcha. All right. Daily, it's kind of similar to some of the other ones that we've seen, a bit more on the laggard side, where going sideways within this region is good, obviously, but the question is, do we test down into the 32.5 cent region again? I think it's definitely possible, but I'm just not looking for a breakdown just yet. I only call the breakdown here with a daily closure, basically below 32 cents, let's call it. Short term, we did hit the range highs from yesterday, and I believe that's what we did say was likely yesterday. 4 hour time frame, I know you didn't ask about it, but it it is actually rather interesting right here. Is more of a flag out setup. I guess I'd be biased towards a bit of an upside continuation there short term, but that's not really your question. Here's the thing though, if it does lose this level, I'm looking significantly further to the downside, 25.5 cent. And at best right now, I do think it is just going sideways within this range. So I don't think you're going to be trending towards new all-time highs anytime soon. 45 cents is the major area to be aware of, obviously. Weekly is still somewhat more on the corrective side. So that's what kind of makes me hesitate here and say, I think at best you're going sideways, man. Back above about 39 cents. That's where it starts to look a lot better for the short and medium term. I don't necessarily know if that matters to you or not, but if I'm just talking about short term specifically, just looking for a short term range here. And again, I don't think it's going to break just yet. And with the current market conditions, probably does get a chance. I have to kind of be leaning towards the upside resolution here. Just take some time, I imagine. Again, you're seeing volatility starting to contract down. So I want to see this get down somewhere around like 15 percentile, maybe lower than that. The lower the better in this case. At that point, that's where I start to get a lot more excited for potentially a trending move outside of the overall range here. Until then, sideways is good for the BULAs, but just be aware of where the pain points are. Okay, Vince says CKB. I think we did this one. Did we do this one? Let me just double check. Nervos, maybe not. Pretty good here still. Looking for this one to retest around your highs of this rally, like 3.5, 3.6 cent. Only bearish below about 2.5 cents. Until then, you're actually approaching pretty much your macro highs after that. That's the next fun area to be aware of. Again, above about 4 cents in this case. And I think from there, things can probably get a lot more interesting. In fact, where would I be looking for on a confirmation above that 4 cent region? So this is, far away, obviously, but I'd be looking towards 6 cent, which is rather, significant on a 4 cent name. Right now, only 3 cents, actually. So that's a lot more long-term, obviously. Noah says RMRK, if taken. No, we have not done this one. RMRK, Rimrock, or this thingy right here. Pretty good. Actually, pretty damn good. Let's see, and what were you... Okay, on the daily. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, in this case, it's resolving its consolidation. I'm looking for this one to work its way up towards, $50 plus over the next week and a half to maybe even 2 weeks here. Hidden bullish evidence on the daily. Volatility is expanding. You got trend continuation and a breakout. Yeah, very, very good. Nice and simple. Chess Champion 94, and obviously in validation, of course, below about 34 and a quarter. But until then, looking good. Let's see. Chess Champion 94 says, Uncle Krown. No, just regular Krown, sir. Dollar versus the Brazilian real. Okay, USD BRL. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's go to IDC. US dollar, very bullish versus the real. Very fucking bullish. Wow. Yeah. This is like the Ethereum setup right here, isn't it? One massive ascending triangle over even a longer period of time. Now, this one will be resolved above, let's call it 583. I think we've charted this one before. Yeah, we have charted it before. Until then, still has got a little more sideways to play out, but this is quite bullish long term. And I'd be looking for moves towards, Jesus Christ, like $6 or 6.5 plus. If that does get resolved, yeah, this one's just been one massive long-term uptrend. Again, monthly hidden bullish divergence, volatility starting to potentially expand right there, which is good. Well, at least for the dollar. Weekly invalidation below 540. Until then, this thing is long-term very bullish, short-term still rangy, but quite good. Let's see. Khalid says KDA. We got that one already, so good there. I think that one was sideways for a little bit of time. Went on a pretty nice run, but of course, what happens after a nice run? Consolidation at best, reversal at worst. Vince says SHIB USD. We haven't done SHIB today. No one asked about SHIB. SHIB is kind of fun to do, actually, just because people really get very, very violent in the comments on it. Even when you're bullish too, which kind of was yesterday. And that'd probably be kind of the same thing today as well. I think that this one's put in its nice lows for now. Does it come back down and test around 3650? Maybe one more time, but I would be looking for a greater rally to the upside, probably somewhere around 6,000 before any sort of potential major macro breakdown. I think that this one's put in, seen about the lows for now. Very likely works its way up towards that 6,000 number. 4 hour. Short term put in a top, yeah. So probably does put another test somewhere down around low 4,000. But again, I'm not calling a breakdown there. I'm looking for like a complex low within this region and then rally back up. It's okay. Crypto Peril says YFI standard time frames. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Okay, so this thingy, which is Yearn, I think Yearn Finance, which is like a staking service or whatever the fuck. Anyways, yeah, weird chart here. You can definitely tell that this one's a reward token because it generally is rolling over the rolling hosted distribution. But you're looking at daily and 4 hour, I'm guessing. Look, I actually, this is one of the few charts in cryptocurrency land I'd be generally bearish on. I can tell you where I would be bullish on it above 50,500. Until then, you got your declining highs all coming in right here, and well, a reward token typically is made to be sold, right? So, and if I am thinking of the right thing here, obviously, but I don't know what's short term looking like. Short term probably rallies back up, maybe gives you another test towards 32 or maybe even the top side of this right here. But as long as you're below there, lower highs, and long term, well, I should be bearish on this, although I'm probably looking for a bounce within this region. I don't think it's ready to break down just yet. If it is going to break down, probably happens later this month. And hey, I can be wrong in it as well, but this is, one of the few charts that we've seen today that is not just generally in an uptrend. Echo Zien says, learned November is the beaver moon on lunar calendars, but I'm still attracted to Luna. I like it. I'm worried I'm not gay for tea anymore. Oh, sir, you definitely are. The beaver moon has been inverted, so it's now actually a beaver asshole moon, sir. Can you elaborate on how you identify your validation and invalidations? It depends on the time frame, but basically just going off of range resolutions and where trend would either be confirmed as continuation or confirmed as a reversal. That's basically what it boils down to. Ellison Gus says, Krown, could you do KCS on a 4 and daily? Sure. Is this KuCoin token? It is KuCoin token. I'm guessing these ones are doing quite well, and this one is doing quite well, actually. I'm going to write this one down as well. Let's see. Yeah, nice little consolidation after, I'm guessing, hitting new all-time highs. Yes, indeed it did. Hold on. Yes, it did. And this one's actually resolving this consolidation, it looks like. Volatility is starting to tick up again. Multiple drops of hidden bullish divergence. Jewel is up as well. Looking for this one to trade up towards $30 plus, actually, 32. Looking for some major highs, maybe around 33 to 35 or so. Continuation right there. Continuation is the name of the game, and I would invalidate this one below about 24 bucks. Quite good though, quite good indeed. Cool. What did I just miss? Oh dear Lord. Oh, I found it. Oh, nice. We're actually very close to the end here. Simon Rempel says lit USD. Okay, sure. We haven't looked at this one, I don't think, today. Lit. It's lit. It's lit. Super lit, bro. Yeah, weird chart here. Okay, where's the obvious chart? Okay, here it is. Here it is. I think that you are actually just retesting your prior range highs in this case. Might come down a little bit lower towards $5 or so, but I am looking for bounces there. I am not bearish on this as long as you are above 480 on a daily closure, I'm guessing. Sorry, make that 470 on a daily closure. Below there, yeah, bearish. Until then, just looking for a bit of a short-term sideways range, maybe test down to $5 or so, and then I'd be looking for this one to try to put in a low somewhere there and work its way back up towards the highs of this rally. It's okay. Not the most obvious chart, but the 5-day closing today does give me some hopium here. A little bit more on the bullish postured side. Long-term, assuming I can close above about $6, even on a daily, I'd be looking for this one to work its way up towards $9.5 to $10. Let's see. Match Turtle says, please check ASX NVX on the weekly and monthly. Okay, NVX, got it. This thing, okay, no Vonex. Pretty good here. Okay, you're looking at weekly and monthly. Very good here. Very, very good here. I mean, this is just, you already know what I'm going to tell you. This is an uptrend, obviously. I do think that this one's going to be hitting highs very soon. We do have extremes on monthly BBWP, but has it already put in the highs just yet? No, I don't think so. I think that this one actually has some perhaps new highs to be going. So let's judge the macro here. I do think that this one could actually hit somewhere around 17, maybe even, I think it'd be quite unlikely to hit $24, but that would be somewhat relevant, I guess. But somewhere around $17 to $20 probably where I'm looking for, and then a major highs put in. So it's still trending right here. Obviously, this is a moving freight train right now. There's nothing bearish about this thing as long as you're above about $7. So that's not helpful. If an invalidation is so far away, this is one of those things that you got to already be in on the actual breakout, which was way back on over here at 350. But yeah, I'm not gonna be bearish on a chart that looks like that. It's gonna have its pullbacks. Obviously, you want a monthly after all, but pullbacks down to $7 or even $8 are fine. Let's see. Dumb Grunt says your bud Elio Trades is super bullish on IMX. The chart I've access to is super new. Your opinion? Let's see. Okay, so this is a mutable X token. Maybe we go to KuCoin for this. Okay, it is very new. I agree. Okay, it's not usable right there. Maybe Poloniex. Okay, that's equally as unimpressive as far as length. Okay, this is about as good as we're going to get, I guess, on OKX. Yeah, it actually, okay, look, he's probably looking at it from like a fundamental perspective. That's not my game, but as far as charts go, I do look for this one to continue trend here. You know, trend is your friend as long as you're above about $7. It is to the upside. I'm looking for moves back up towards $9.5, $10. I can't really do any projections on something like this. It's a little bit too new, but yeah, it's okay here. It's okay. I would only get bearish below about $7 and look for corrections down towards, you know, 610 to 615 after that. Hey, what's up, Kamikaze Creations? Good to see you, brother. Could you have a look at Elio's Super 4? I think we looked at this one like very early, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, we did look at this one earlier, and it's very, very close to an upside resolution. Just want to see a daily closure above $2, and I'd be looking over the following weeks for this one to trade up towards $2.5, maybe even $3 for the next major consolidation. But hidden bullish evidence on the daily BBWP on the floor. Up, it's an ascending triangle. You know, we got higher lows. It's looking pretty damn good, man. Nice and simple chart. LOL with a bunch of interesting characters, which I don't know. I think those are Japanese characters, but I'm not sure. UOS. Okay, is this? Hold on. What is this? Is this? Oh, you're probably talking about a crypto. It's probably ultra. Yeah, probably this thing. I'm gonna guess 4 hour and daily. Daily looks toppy. 4 hour short term very likely does try another rally back up towards 2.25. And technically speaking, this should be a bullish setup. You do have hidden bullish evidence right here. Volatility is expanding, so I guess I would be looking for a confirmation above 245, and then I guess I'd be targeting to move towards 3.25 or so. Until then, though, I do feel like the higher term timeframes, like the daily, are signaling a lot more of a local high right here. So short term very likely rallies up. Any sort of failure below that level, and yeah, I'd be looking for this one to put in a bit of a reversal down to like 160 over the next few weeks. Long term, this is good. I'm looking for a higher low, probably somewhere right around there. That'll look good. So probably consolidates at best. Again, extremes over here, bearish evidence right here, daily turning down as well. Looking for a very short term try to the upside, and then very likely does play the downside move. I suspect. I'd only get bullish on this thing yet again above 245, which is probably not too helpful, unfortunately. Hey, what's up? What's up, Mr. Albara? Hey, Krown, you're from Kuwait. Okay, gotcha. Not Dubai. Sorry, man. Apologies on that. Look, I'm American. Okay, so we're not exposed to like world cultures. I apologize. This is done with respect. In case you're wondering, no, I don't have oil on my back. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Although, man, it is impressive what a country can do with that black gold, man. It's fucking insane. Like they've really done something incredible over there. You can't say that about all the countries that have access to black gold, because a lot of the time it's just used to, I guess, you know, for corruption. So anyways, you're looking at Link daily. Okay, gotcha. Okay, Link. Okay, where's my Link? $26. Yeah, so here's the hopium on this one, that you are putting in still, you know, higher lows on actually a weekly. Yeah, a weekly here too. Just don't want to see this one below about $23.5. Otherwise, it's going to completely lose its structure and probably coming back down to like 19 to 20 after that. Until then, you know, I suspect that the hopium, you know, is real. Might get one more test down to 23.5 or $24. That's fine. Kind of similar to Bitcoin. I wouldn't mind another test around the current lows, but my strong opinion is on a bounce from this region, very likely back up to, you know, $30. Long term, I get very excited about this thing above about 34.25. Looking for moves up towards, you know, 45 and maybe even 50 over time. And again, I'm looking at this as more or less healthy over a long period of time. Due to this kind of like working out as a corrective phase. It's just going to take its time. Bit of a laggard here, which is not great, but you know, understand where the pain points are until these get hit. You know, I'm looking at this as a major low right here, and very likely trades its way sideways and up from there. Let's see. RM says, yo, what's up, man? Block USD. It is I, your boy. It is me. It's me, your boy. Sorry. Daily, weekly on, and 4 on block. Not going to be much of a weekly here, but this is good. This is quite good. Just I'm generally looking for I think that the breakout's like happening probably this week. 4 hour still good here as well. I only invalidate short-term bullish setup below 1190 on a 4 hour closure. Until then, it's when it's grinding up against your topside resolution, and you know, upon resolution above there, I'm still looking towards 18.5 to 20 cents. Looks quite good. Daily would lose its structure below about 10 cents. So Even if the short term does lose it, I'm just looking for a move back down to the median of the range. Until then, long term, still a much better setup here than not. I'll put it that way. It looks like it's on the precipice of a breakout. Very, 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 very low volatility on a 4 hour. So this one is a potential breakout scenario here. Just want to see, do we have hidden bullish evidence? No, we do not just yet. So that would have made it a lot easier. That'd be the one counterpoint I can kind of come up towards immediate continuation, like over the next week. Kevin Line says, good day to you as well. Naka USD. Okay, Naka. Okay. Nakamoto Games on KuCoin. 4 hour time frame. Gotcha. Good. Actually, another drive of hidden bullish evidence right here. You're already at, I'm guessing, maybe your macro range highs, which doesn't mean much. It's only been around for like a month or two, but just want to see a confirmation above that region, about 590, and looking for a retest of your all-time highs, and very likely goes on for a new all-time high trending move. In this case, let's just see what areas of interest would be, on a break of your current all-time high. So again, that needs validation, obviously, but I'd be looking in the following week or so for a move towards $7.5 to $8.5 for the next consolidation. Until then, yeah, it's looking good right here. I'd only invalidate short-term bullish setup below about 480 in this case. Okay, all right. Let's see. Sir Hexalot says, can we get a Crypto Twins Bitcoin to the moon impression, please? Man, my voice is already fucked up, so I don't think I can do it today, sir. I actually don't think that I can do it today. My voice is like legitimately wrecked right now. Bitcoin to the moon. No, I haven't watched them in such a long time now too. Fuck, I gotta go check them out. Baby. The Crypto Twins. The Crypto motherfucking Twins. Okay, so who is Thomas is looking at? Flux. Okay, on the 4 hour Flux. Let's try this. Flux versus Tether. Actually looking pretty good here. Put in a higher low, retesting your range highs. Would like to see, I'm looking for a short-term continuation to $2.50 or so. Resolution above there, new all-time highs, I'm guessing, or at least a retest for all-time highs. But pretty damn good setup right here. It does look like. Only get bearish on this one, and not even bearish, but just looking for another run at your 140 lows below about 185 on a 4 hour closure. Until then, it's okay. Let's see. B bullish. Welcome to the cave, sir. And Lut as well. And Mama for Life says NU. Symbol NU will be released on KuCoin at 10 a.m. Well, if it hasn't already been released, well, maybe it's somewhere else. Okay, it is somewhere else on Binance. It's okay. Yeah, this one actually is showing some interest here. It's a weird chart, obviously, like when you just do something like this, but at least it holds its range here. So if you're looking at short-term timeframes, I am bullish on this one, and looking at this as your next, I guess, lower-term time frame, high or low. As long as you're above about 86.40 below there, I do look for a retest of your 75, 76 cent lows. I don't necessarily think that that's what's happening. I do think that you probably will, at minimum, test your range highs upon that event. But always keep in mind that when you have events like that, you do have to be careful that a lot of the time they are kind of sell the event. Buy the lead up, sell the actual event. But above 120, that's where things start to look a lot better, especially on a 4 hour closure. Looking for extension towards $1.40 to $1.50 or so.
Can you please address the last 2 comments?
Okay. Okay, AlgoGator says, I was hoping to hear price targets, volatility, fib extensions, volatility. We can't do everything for something like that. If he hates the stock, just say it. I forget which one it was. I've never seen him do such a short analysis. I think Head and Shoulders got distracted on HNS. All right, we'll go look at AlgoGator again. What do you know what he asked for? Jesus Christ. ATNF. This thing. Okay, 1 hour and 4 hour. Okay, there's no reason to do a fib extension on something like this, man. Like that's why. It's a very simple chart right here. You got range highs right here. Okay, you're approaching your range highs. Your volatility is already very, very high. Your 4 hour RSI is already very, very high as well. Very likely to pull back from there. You asked about a 1 and 4 hour, not a fucking daily or a weekly, sir. So if I hate the coin, I don't have any opinion about this stock. It's an inanimate object, sir. So I don't have any opinion about it. But I'd be looking for a pullback right here. At some point probably does overtake it because the daily is okay, and the daily is very likely going to break it. But that's not what you asked for. You asked for an hourly and a 4 hour. So I'm just answering exactly what you asked for. There's no fib extensions to do on something like this. You have structure the whole way through. There's no reason to do something like that at all. At all. I can tell you where I get bearish on it, or it's not even bearish, but just short term, looking for a retest of 360. That would be below $5. on a 4-hour closure or even an hourly in this case. Until then, man, it's just a range here. It's already at the top side of its range. Very likely to pull back from there. And then on the daily, perhaps later this week or early next week, it very likely does take out that range and initiate a move a little bit higher towards 8.25 or so. There's no need to do a Fibonacci extension on this or for any reason or stretch the imagination. Volatility is obviously very fucking high right there, which is why I would say it's more likely to pull back after a test like that. It's like, what the fuck? Price targets. Again, this is not about targets, sir. I'm not going to do your trading for you. That is also illegal, but I can tell you what I do in these sort of situations, which is exactly what I just explained right there. I only get bearish on this thing like long-term below $4. Until then, probably going to retest this region, maybe have a short-term pullback, and then probably take it out maybe later this week, early next week, something like that. So yeah. Okay, cool. All right, man. My voice is wrecked after that. Thank you for that, Mr. Algogator. Appreciate that. Just kidding, man. Just giving you shit. But hey, if you're going to give me shit, I'm going to give you some shit as well, man. It's all good, dude. It's all good. I see you over there, man. I see you over there. I'm just having a joke, man. I'm just having a joke. Probably a bad joke as well. Maybe I'm cranky from not getting enough sleep last night, which is true, man. It's fucking true. Anyways, Bitcoin over here. I mean, still, same thing as before. Look, above 59, good. Below 56, bad. But below 56, bad doesn't necessarily mean like a full-on trading move. I'd just be looking for a retest of 54, 54.5. Very likely to bounce around there. Something like this if that were to happen. If not, back above 59, obviously good. You know, CME looks like it's probably going to try for an upside move here first. I really don't have a strong opinion on that. My strong opinion is on, again, the daily, that Bitcoin, alongside many other things that we looked at today as well, is very likely put in a major low right here and puts in a greater rally first before any sort of long-term potential downside continuation. And hey, you know, I'd be happy to get long-term very bullish on this thing above 65, I think it was 64,000 bucks, or 63, something like that. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure. Apologies for the silly conversations that sometimes I can get carried away with. Apologies on that, although it is kind of fun too. Anyways, I want to say a massive thank you to all our new mods, Mr. Dodgymon, Mr. Bear Nutrition, Miss or Mrs. Nikki Page, and Rocky G. Thank you all, and well, we'll be back on tomorrow, doing the same thing, same time, same place. With that said, take care, be safe, and see you hopefully very soon.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, fix or pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate.